is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, November 6th, 2023, and we are coming to you live on this chilly Monday morning. Hi, I see sweaters and sweatshirts.
Frask.
There's a little frask out, huh?
Yeah, it's nice.
I don't think it's going to last, though.
It never does. It's just a fun thing to happen once in a while.
Yeah.
And then it ruins her. Although I did go outside and make a little fire in my fire pit last night.
Oh, nice.
I even bought a
I thought you were cooking pizzas when I saw the video.
no. I had a solo stove, it's called. It's just a round, smokeless, supposedly, fireplace. And my brother-in-law bought it for Christmas last year, and I love that goddamn thing. I just wish I got more days to use it. So I went outside, and I was watching the game, and I fired it up even though I didn't need it. But there's an accessory that goes with it that goes on top, and it deflects the heat and spreads it out. So if you're actually sitting around it, you can feel the warmth. Because you don't do that right now. You don't get anything. I have it right on my table, and it doesn't even get hot on the table. My wife's like, oh, so we're going to need a new table? And I go, no. And even if it did, we'd just put it in the middle and be like, oh, look, we made a little fire pit.
Oh, I can't wait till it melts through the table.
It
It just starts sinking slowly.
So I went out there last night and enjoyed the night a little bit. I get so much more. Dude, turn your head sideways.
What?
Just look at oh, that's your head. It's your headphones.
Yeah.
It looked like your head got completely flat in the back because your hair.
Some of it was completely flat.
Wow.
Yeah. It's coming back though. It's nice. It just feels weird.
Your hair has swallowed your headphones.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah.
Also,
So
your
funny.
hair being big like that, whatever, really accentuates the crater.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
Trust me. I know.
So
It's bad news.
I have, other than this one coffee a day that you bring me, I am off coffee. Like I haven't had a cold brew in even on the weekends. Nothing.
You want me to shut it down?
No.
completely?
I like the one a day. The one a day in the morning is good. I don't even finish it and I'm done. How crazy is that? And that just happened one day. I didn't do it for any reason. So Friday after the show, I go to my cardiologist, and and there's a girl that works there, and I'm not saying she's new. Let's just say that she's new, and she's from the islands. So our communication was fine. It was just maybe a little bit like I don't know you, you don't know me, kind of weird, you know. So we go into the room, and she takes my blood pressure, and she uses the little blood pressure cuff, which is never accurate. It never works. So she's like, "Oh, it's very high," and she's like, "Let me take it again." She took it again. I go, "You're using the wrong cuff, you know." And she's like, oh, "Okay, we'll take it over here," and she takes it on the other arm, and same thing. And I go, oh, "Okay." I've been through this my whole life. So then the doctor comes in, and he's like, "Yeah, let me try to take it here." He puts it on my forearm. He takes it, and he goes, "Still really high." And I went, like, how high? It was high. It was 190
Oh.
over 90 something, you know. And he's like, I'm thinking about telling you to go to the emergency room high. And I went, really?
And then it goes higher.
Yeah, no kidding.
I said, well, this is the fifth time they're taking it now. It's freaking me out a little bit. And he's like, all right. So I relaxed a little, and then I took it, and he's like, yeah. He goes, we need to up your medication. And he's like, but I want you to come back in a week so I could check it and see if it's working. And I was like, okay. And I said, look, I went on a cruise. I didn't go too crazy, but I went a little crazy. And also, I can't make a fist because there's so much sodium in everything that I do. I'm also, he goes, oh, that's probably it. But so I left there, and Dr. DePasquale's office is right across the street. So I call him up and I go, listen, I'm leaving the cardiologist's office. They don't have the right size cuff. Can I come over and get my blood pressure taken at your place? He goes, yes. So I drive over to his place. It's right across the street. I go in there. They take it. They look at me and they go, and I went, oh, really?
No.
And James is there, the other guy. And he's like, yeah. And I go, so what do you think? He goes, what'd your cardiologist say? I go, he told me to come back in a week. And he goes, all right. And
If
I
you're
go,
still here.
Oh, man.
right,
Yeah.
right. And he goes, I go, what do you think? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, it's like really, it's borderline. And I go, what would you do? He goes, if you were my dad, I would tell you to go to the emergency room. I said, fine. I went to the emergency room. So I drove to the emergency room.
Oh.
My wife is fighting with me on the phone. I'm gonna come there. I'll get somebody to watch the video. I got it. I'm fine.
Did you feel fine? Just
100%. I was
Yeah.
only in there at cardiologist's office to check my blood work, which is pretty good. So I go to the emergency room, smoking hot chicken at the gate at the front desk, and that's Hi, how you doing?
Now the blood pressure's high.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah, she's like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Well, yes, you can. If I make it through this, would you like to go out tonight?" Yeah, no.
My
she-
wife's not on the way.
I mean, she was smoking out. She had like, little jewels in her face, and yeah, I was like, "What's up?" So anyway, so I fill out my paperwork, and the only good thing is when it's related to heart at all, you get right in. There's no waiting in the waiting room. I was there in a den of death, though. It was me. And I don't know. I'm 52, which I guess is old, especially like the teenagers. But to me, I still feel like I'm 12. So being in the den of death with an old lady who was slunched over in her wheelchair, and some guy who was so jittery, I don't know. This is not where I need to be. But they bring me right back. They did everything, and then they came in and they pretty much said the same thing to the doctors. They were like, "Is your chest hurt? No. You short of breath? No." And then this and the other thing going over it, and they said, well, your x-ray was fine, your kidneys are great, your blood work came back fine, you're good. I was like, okay. So I was a better safe than sorry trip, but man, I don't like it at all.
I feel like my blood pressure's going up just hearing this story.
Yeah, I was going to say they checked your blood pressure 5 times. That's a Monday for Gio.
Yeah. Well,
I'm starting to feel some pains.
the number one thing that came out of it, Gio, was I finally ordered a blood pressure machine.
Oh,
'Cause
don't do it.
They all asked the same question. What is it like when you take it at home? I go, I don't know.
Don't.
I don't know. People always like, when you're on a diet, they're like, what are you weighing in? I'm weighing myself at home every day. I would freak out. I only lost that pound in a month, you know?
I've got them all over the house if you need one.
No, I ordered one with
got
a big
extras.
cuff. I'm going to start keeping a little chart. Like when I go to the doctor and they go, what medications you on? And I ramble them off, and they go, nobody ever has the information. I go, yeah, I knew you were going to ask, so I'm prepared.
Yeah.
So now when they're like, what is your blood pressure? I'm like,
Yeah.
flip it out. There is a week, the last week.
When I went to the dermatologist a couple of months ago, because I had been talking to Gio for so long about everything, I had a list of symptoms, and I showed it to her on my phone, and she was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, outside of a doctor, there is no one better. I don't care about a phlebotomist. I don't care about a nurse. Nothing. There is no one better to relay your blood test results to you than Pete. I got my blood test results from the doctor the day I went there, and I didn't even look at them. I don't know how to read them. I don't know what the half of them are. And Pete's like, go up to your fluoroxetine. And I go, oh, my fluoroxetine is a 7. That's good. You got a good 7.
Yeah.
Then he's like, go over to your whatever, a bunch of things with X's and R's in them. And I don't know. And he goes, what do you got? Are you bleeding inside somewhere? I'm like, no, I don't know. If I am, I would hope that somebody else would tell me. And he's like, that's too low. You need to take vitamin D. He is basically a blood work
I'll
doctor.
have to send him my stuff. Yeah.
He's like, your A1C is getting high. You better start working on that. No, I gotta go out. I gotta take more vitamin D. I gotta take more
Everybody should
Iron.
take more vitamin
Yeah.
D.
well, I gotta take more iron.
Hey yo.
Capital D.
I got a small dose for you, Cameron, if you're interested.
I'm going to tell the doctor to add Pete to my charts.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. Gio, you
Access
want to
whenever he wants.
You want to feel bad? Like, I would call my mother. My mother's a nurse, and I go, well, what does it mean when this? And she's like, no, that should be okay. You're in the average. And I call Pete, and Pete goes, that's low. That's low. You should go up.
Oh,
And
man.
he's right. He's right most of the time. He's been right about everything. It's so funny.
So this happened Friday after the show.
Friday after the show.
So
yes.
then that makes me think about this. Promises, 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 promises.
I don't remember what I promised for
Well,
Friday.
I have a punch list for the weekend. If
Oh,
you want to go through
man.
and see what came through.
How many boxes do we
So
check?
everything that I'm like, do I have to go to this? I hear you guys singing in the back of my head.
So the pawn auction.
Well, Friday, nothing on Friday?
I don't know.
I
I
just
don't
wanna
know
make
what
sure.
order this stuff was in, so I'm going to
Okay.
go through them. But the pawn auction, Dom's father shutting down the pawn shop.
Yes.
And they had a bunch of different memorabilia and stuff. Did you wind up? You said you and Dino were going out there.
Promises. We went together and we got there on time.
Oh,
yeah. And I
nice.
scored some big stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't see Superman in here yet.
Superman was not there.
Oh.
Superman was not there.
I did see some items on the way in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So
I
I
mentally checked it out.
I got the street light that I wanted to hang in the studio. Now it mounts against the wall, but right now they have it.
junk in the studio.
Yeah.
Right, shut up! You're not here. Keep your junk in the other studio.
We do have a lot of empty wall space, so
Yeah. You know.
The light itself right now is mounted onto a pole that's connected to a cement bucket, and it didn't quite fit in my truck, so it was kind of angled. And then at one point, I said to Dino, "Uh-oh," and he goes, "What?" I go, "I can't see the light."
Oh, no.
I go, "Is it possible it flew out? It's on the cement buckets." And Dino looks at it and he goes, "No, it's there." And I go, "Okay, good." And then I go, "Wait a second, it didn't fit. How does it fit now?" He goes, "Something cracked."
Oh.
So we have the light. I
It doesn't
bought.
fit in the truck, but it fits in here.
Yeah.
It has to be taken off the pole.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Joe,
Yes.
I bought something with you in mind.
Oh, no.
All right.
I bought a little Italian man statue.
A gun, a piece of paper, and a pen for a note.
I did not get the Superman, but I got a little Italian man, a little Italian waiter. I want you to put him out there by the coffee.
Okay.
Like a little, "Hey, would you like some coffee?"
All right.
Ciao.
Welcome. Enjoy my
So-
Java.
So they had a 6-foot Humphrey Bogart, which is of no interest to me, but it would look good like in a theater or something. Then they had a 6-foot Al Capone, which also no interest to me. What would go out there, you know? So I'm looking at a couple of things. There's just one kid. He's got to be in his like early 20s, and he's a smart bidder. And he'd wait and he'd wait, and then he'd come in and he'd bid. And he bought a Rolex for like $8,000. Then he bought and they had
What
a
would you say it was actually worth?
probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like maybe 15 because it had a lot of diamonds on it.
Yeah.
Then he bought, it's weird, Galvin, because they pulled one of the Rolexes out at the last minute because it was such a good fake. They weren't 100% sure.
Oh,
they said it
really?
was a super fake, but they caught it before they went. So I don't trust any of that stuff, you know? So then there was an Ernest Hemingway banknote. Like he had $2,000 in his bank account, and they had to write it down.
That's cool.
They had to sign it. It was great. I didn't particularly want it, but it's pretty cool. He bought that. I'm trying to think. He's carrying on, and anything that I was interested in, this guy just bought. I was like, this kid's got a ton of money. You know what's going on? And at the end of the thing, they had a U-Haul, and it was goddamn Steve Yared, who's a big-time lawyer in the area. And I was like, he was with him. And I went, oh, no wonder why. He's got all the money in the world.
He sent a gun in to go
Yeah.
get the stuff.
Right.
But the good thing
Right.
is that Steve Yared must have a pretty badass game room now with all these statues in it and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
There
You
is
get one,
a-
it's dumb. But
There is a guy I stumbled upon on YouTube that owns a pawn shop, and he is foreign. I want to say he's from like Czechoslovakia or somewhere. He has a pretty heavy accent, but he knows everything about everything. And if he doesn't, he has somebody who does. And he has people, he'll put up like literally like an hour-long video of just people coming in trying to sell him stuff. Some stuff's great, some stuff is totally fake, and he busts the people out. There was a lady who was like, oh, I'm a sweet old lady, and she had this computer that was in the box, and I never even opened it, and this and that and everything. He goes, all right, well, let me take a look. He goes, you mind if I look at it? And she was like, I mean, I guess so. Whatever. He opens the box, it's just filled with paper. There's nothing. She goes, what? And she goes, I never even opened it. And he goes, well, somebody opened it. You can tell right here.
what's that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
funny.
It's pretty interesting. But then there's people that come in and they're like, if he can give me whatever you can give me for this. My girlfriend's in jail and I need to get her out. And he's like, I'll take these 2 bags and this one's fake. And these are like, it's fake. And he's like, yeah, the stitching and this and blah, blah, blah.
When I was like 19 years old, my girlfriend at the time, she had a Circuit City credit card.
Yeah.
And she went in and bought like these awesome stereo speakers and surround sound. I don't even know if they had surround sound, whatever she had. She had all the stereo and she had all this stuff. And then when she moved, she was like, I need the money for this stuff. Can you take it somewhere and sell it? I go, where would I take it? I'm fresh in New York. I've never been to a pawn shop. And she's like, I don't know. They have places that buy this stuff. I go, I don't know. So I go I put it in my trunk. I drive to a pawn shop on Bush Boulevard, not Joe's. This is 1991. And I walk in and I was like, hey, I don't know how this works, but I got a pair of speakers from Circuit City that are like 6 months old. My girlfriend bought them and she's got to move and she wants to sell them. And I'm like, do I just sell them? Are you interested? Do I take them somewhere else? The guy looked at me, he looked at the other guy, looked at the other guy. He goes, we can't take them. And I go, oh, okay. And he's like, oh, you don't want to see him or anything? He goes, no. And they just shook their head like I did something wrong. And I'm like, I've never done this before. Did I do it wrong? And the guy goes, it's just a typical story. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, my girlfriend bought it. I have it now. And I was like, oh, I have the receipt. And he goes, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's all right. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, though, you know.
They fell off the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to go in and go, these are mine.
Yeah.
Here's the receipt. I bought them myself.
So I bought that, and then Gio, check this out. They had a Buccaneers helmet signed, a Super Bowl emblem on it, signed by Ronald Jones, who is not on the team, but
No.
it says Super Bowl champs with the thing, and I thought that might be good because I'll have it and I can have other Bucks sign it as I see them. I got the Mike Evans tournament coming up. There'll be a lot of people there, you know. So I was like, I'll get that, but I'm not going to pay more than like $150 for it. And then they were like, all right, can we start the bidding at $300, $200, $100? And I went, oh, and then he went down to $50. And I went, I'll just wait till somebody bids. And somebody went $20, somebody went 20, and I was like 40, and I got it for $40. And I thought
nice.
even the helmet
Oh,
Yeah, I
worth
was
more
gonna
than $40.
say, yeah.
If you buy, I think those are about $150.
Yeah.
$200.
Not if you don't inspect it first. Then when I finally got it, it's not a real helmet. It's like a promotional helmet. It's got a big chunk of plastic in the middle. I was like, oh, yeah, son of a bitch. But I don't care. It still looks cool.
Yeah.
And then and he was on the Super Bowl team. You know what I mean?
Right.
We can jam that in here too, right?
Or we can move Spanish.
Yeah.
Put it in there.
Well, I gotta,
But yeah, you can have guys sign it that are, you know.
Yeah. And then the other thing is,
They're gonna be like, it's promotional. I'm not signing this.
We like sign real.
yeah, look at that piece of plastic. It's good.
the other thing is, I got Gio a Christmas present there.
Oh,
that's
And that's
nice.
all I'm going to say about that.
Blood pressure machine. Can't wait.
Big cuff or little cuff?
That's all. I didn't spend a ton of money, and it was very fun to be there because they did have some stuff that I wanted that I didn't win. I was like, oh, now I want to go to all the auctions.
Yeah.
I didn't buy any guns. Like, I just thought, same thing with Rolexes. I don't trust guns. If I'm going to buy a gun, I'm going to go to Shark Coast to buy
Yeah.
it. I just didn't really know, but I also don't need any more guns. So,
All right, so that's one.
yeah.
Promises.
I completed my first task, and I'm feeling proud.
Did you go to Mortal Kombat or whatever they were calling it? The,
yeah.
Carnival of
Yeah,
No, but I don't really think I was going to go. Like, I didn't say this
you
week.
said you were
I mean,
definitely
you
going to be
said-
there. You were definitely
Told
going to
them,
be
like, 100
there.
times.
Yeah.
So I just feel like in that environment, it is never good for me.
No.
Or being around a bunch of drunk
Anyone.
people, they're there to watch fights.
Anyone.
I just feel like I'm going to end up getting in a fight.
Yeah.
So I think I did the right thing by not going. I supported it because I think it was a good event, and I like those guys. I love Jason Ellis. I like Lewis a lot. And it was whatever it was. I wanted them to have success, but no, I did not go.
Oh, okay. So that one
Alright.
did not happen. So you're 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
Promises. Did you go see Don Miggs play his show over at the Floridian?
It was a little late in the evening last night. I was just getting tired. I just had 2 sick children right now.
Man.
And I'm a good father.
Oh.
So 1 for 3. I thought there was one more, but I can't think of what
It
it
was really 1 for 2 because I didn't say
No,
this week. I didn't say I was going to Carnival Combat.
Doesn't matter. You said it to them a million times. I will definitely be there 100%.
Yeah.
And you even
Yeah.
told them I normally tell people I'm going and I don't go, but I'm definitely going to this.
You did. I think you
did
did
say
say that.
that.
I think you did. Yeah.
I think you told Miggs the same.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
my intention
You
was to go
could
to
have
Miggs.
in Mo's new movie.
Yeah.
I even text Mo last night to see what time he was going, and he said he was going at like 5 o'clock because he had to bring his equipment and all that stuff. And,
wow.
and then he said, I think JoJo's going. And I was like, okay, let me check with JoJo. And JoJo said, I'm trying to go, but I don't have anybody to watch the kid right now, and I think she's coming down with a cold. And I'm like, I literally have 2 sick kids in the house. Joey's got 100 and something temperature, and Juliana's sick, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't go. And she's like, you can't go. And I went, all right, thank you. That's all I needed. So blame JoJo.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I do feel like there was one more thing.
Right?
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
Listen, I'm spread thin, man.
You did one of 3 things.
I know. It
What
was-
do you mean you're spread thin?
You know, I left my house at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Oh,
So it's early for
brutal.
me.
That's
Oh,
Brutal.
really.
I mean, I left at 9. I got
Yeah,
up
no,
before
yeah.
that.
We heard it. Yeah.
God.
What did I do Saturday night?
I was at the Humane Society at 8 o'clock, so I
I
left
still
earlier.
don't believe that. I mean, I believe it, but I don't believe it.
He posts videos.
No, no,
He
I-
actually posts proof of him there.
I believe it. Like, I believe it happens. It just still blows my mind. Maybe that's better.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, so somebody reached out to me and said, I wish I lived closer. I would totally be involved with the dog rescue and try and help out. That's my passion. And I wrote back, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic. It was Gary Cannon.
Oh, he would.
So he goes,
That little
no.
Fruit Loop, he loves that.
Totally true. Yeah. That little Fruit Loop told me his marriage ended because he had 15 dogs during the pandemic.
15?
What? 15.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I just imagine Gary walking around with a bunch of little dogs. I got another one. Yoo-hoo.
I don't think that's the only reason his marriage ended.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I love Gary Cannon.
He's great, and he would love to come on the cruise.
So I think he should go because Burns going.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I said to him. I go, I'm sure you know Steve's going. I said it would be great. I said, let me know what happens when we work out. I was going to say, just buy a ticket.
No, I suggested that he come, but they brought up a good point. They go, oh, that's fine, but is Gary Cannon going to sell any tickets? Like, is anybody going to go on the cruise because Gary Cannon's going? I go, no, that's.
But it'll be fun for us.
Yeah, we like Gary.
And when you see
people like Gary.
Yeah, if you see him, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, Gary's very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a big name.
Right now, though, Steve Byrne is going and Ian Beckles is going, and we should convince Martine to go too.
Yeah.
And then, but I think he's going on that Bucks cruise, isn't he?
Oh,
Which weird. The
yeah, I
Bucks
think so.
plan their cruise the same week as ours.
Really?
Yeah, and then
We got to bring Allstott again.
all sorts fun, man. And then I thought about last night. I go, if we need another comedian, you know what else would probably be good? Would be John Heffron. John's a funny comedian, and he's good with people and stuff, and people like him, and he's good on the show.
He
so-
just hates Spanish.
Yeah.
Well, who doesn't?
Well, that's very true. Yeah.
Joe, you're awfully quiet this morning.
What?
Are you okay? Everything
Yeah, no,
okay?
I was just looking up some old video of Gary Cannon on the cruise.
Oh, yeah, he has been on the cruise before.
I have video stored in my mind that nobody else saw of that night.
No.
Gary Cannon that I wish I could unsee.
Oh,
What did you see?
With the stuff with Dinah.
You were there for that?
I mean, I was there for the beginning of it. And I was like, all right, see you guys.
Weird.
What?
You gave him the old squid.
Yeah, I was like, all right, it's cool.
Oh.
I'm gonna go to my room.
I am going like 2 weeks with no panic attacks.
That's pretty good.
It feels great, but Calvin, plug your ears for a second. My dreams have been so vivid.
Come on,
That's
guys.
it. That's it. That's all I had. Vivid.
You have to talk to somebody or do something about this dream situation.
Off air.
Off air. Yeah.
Good dreams or bad dreams?
Now, what are you guys
Oh,
doing?
sorry.
I mean,
You want him to start talking about Pokemon?
Can't blame this, but you can't blame me.
Jesus
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
did you play yesterday?
I got
I
all
hope
those
you
brown
get bit by
whoopers.
another dog.
Calvin, it was a whole day of brown whoopers. They were everywhere.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
He's got the cheater machine.
No.
all right.
Cheater machine only for driving.
All right.
Yeah. Oh no. Me.
I don't play.
When
I'm
else
just-
do you play Pokemon?
No. Are you
You
kidding
only
me?
play when you drive.
I play when I walk.
Where do you walk to?
It's my car to drive the
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, it's only like when I have to go to Sarasota or something. I can't. You know, I'm on the highway.
I don't know how
You
it
know what?
works. It just seems that Chad and Carmen frown upon it.
I don't use it.
Because I don't have one.
I could have one. That's cheating.
Cool. It's Pokemon sells it, by the way. You know what, Calvin? You're right. They brought us right down a Pokemon road.
No, Galvin did that one on his own.
Vivid dreams about about nothing. No, I'm just saying it doesn't matter what it is. I just remember everything, and they're all like stories. Nothing's ever just, hey, we're at a concert.
Can you
or
feel stuff?
Punch the guy with my left.
I'm curious.
Punch the
Yeah.
guy in the face with my left hand yesterday, and it was an awkward throw because it was my left hand.
See?
How do you like that?
Yeah, those are really intense dreams. You should talk to somebody about them.
Amanda's walking around with a black eye.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, usually I don't remember my dreams, but this weekend I got kidnapped in my dream.
Oh, sex dream, sex dream.
Yeah. Do you have to change your sheets?
Was it your dad?
No, it was not.
Did he put you with the other girls?
No, but there was other girls with me. I went on vacation with two of my friends, and we got kidnapped.
Wow.
So now, do you think that was a dream, or do you think you were seeing into the future?
Probably into the future.
Yeah,
Or
They
really
wanted
your
us to be
past.
drug
Yeah.
mules.
Or it's
Yeah.
alternate reality. That's what I think it is. But
Or that.
yeah.
I don't know. Drug mules, huh?
Yeah.
You know, we
That's
got-
why they kidnapped us. They're like,
You know where they want you to hide the drugs.
Right.
Oh,
In
boy.
your stomach.
In your butt wallet.
Yeah.
no, they just wanted us to put it in our suitcases,
Oh.
but they were watching us very carefully
Yeah.
to make sure we wouldn't stop.
The old meat
And they-
suitcase.
Yep.
Well, and so this is a continuation because this is the
Oh, my
second
God.
time they kidnapped us.
Wait,
The first time they kidnapped
I
us, they
wish
really
I was kidnapped right now.
they beat us.
I'm interested in this.
I
Go
wish
ahead. They
somebody
beat you the
kidnapped my
first
ears.
time?
The first time they like really beat us, and then the second time they like kidnapped us, and they're like, Oh, you guys again. Okay. You
Do you,
guys know the drill.
You guys beat them at all? You know what I mean?
No.
Oh man.
There was a woman in charge, actually, but all the
always
kidnappers
Yeah.
were men.
Yeah.
All the people who took us.
Who are the friends you brought?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Ashley?
know them. I just had 2 friends with me. No, one was Asian, and the other had
Asian
like
Ashley.
dark hair.
You know when you're sleeping,
Maybe.
Asian Lee.
Yeah.
Galvin, you know when you're sleeping and you have to pee in your dream, and that means like you kind of have to pee in real life.
Uh-huh.
I had a dream I was pooping last night. When I woke up, I woke up. I go, oh God, no, no, thank God, no.
We go from Carmen's hot kidnap dream to that.
Yeah.
You thought that was hot?
Yeah.
To Johnny Depp over
Yeah.
here.
Which, by the way, are we brushing over the fact that Carmen has dreams that are to be continued? Apparently, how is that possible?
We'll be back after these messages.
Yeah, what? Like, what do you mean the second time?
You know,
Like,
Way to set it up.
the
Carmen.
lost episodes are the best.
You guys don't have those?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's so weird. Well, good. I'm glad everybody had an eventful weekend.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Stay home and rub your head?
Yeah, I stayed home. I did not have any dreams.
You have a girlfriend?
No.
Still?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to work it out, but
You know what?
You would?
I don't think
I
you
mean,
should.
yeah, I feel like
You
know.
don't deserve this.
No, listen,
You don't.
I know I don't, but she's got stuff going on. I've got stuff going on. I'm not in my right mind. I'm on so much steroids and stuff with all this. I don't
I
even
can
know.
vouch
what's
for
going on.
that. He's
I'm
definitely not in his right mind.
I'm not really sleeping that much.
Can I add to this, though? If you do get a new girlfriend eventually, can she also be of Indian descent? Because I really want to ride an elephant at
Yeah,
your wedding.
absolutely.
No, that's gone. That's
do
all
that
right.
no matter
Absolutely,
what.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'll
That'd be
steal
kind of
an
weird.
elephant.
I get enough flack from you guys showing up in a sprinter, let alone an elephant.
I was going to say, elephants right now that are listening are rolling their eyes. Right?
Wait.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
I had a pretty good weekend. My wife and I crushed it over at Hard
Rock.
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any-
crushed it.
Any mention of the sports book over
no,
there?
I was sniffing around. I was
Yeah.
looking around. I was like, where are you going to put it? You put it over here?
Well, you know what they have is they have like, so do you remember, Galvin, and this is very early on, when you walked in and it was just one building? Do you remember that? When it was just a one building, you walked in, there was a center bar. If you walk past the center bar, kind of like towards Council Oak, before Council Oak was really open, they had a sports book back there. It obviously wasn't functioning, but they built it. It looked just like a sports book with no sports
I
book.
do remember the
It was a
TVs and
bar,
stuff.
and it was you could sit down and play video poker and all that stuff. But there were TVs were up there,
Yeah.
but there was nothing. And then they realized that wasn't happening. Then they also had in there where the Chinese restaurant is and all that stuff were collapsible walls, and they had halls in there like you could rent out for weddings and
Right.
stuff like that. Which I had Amanda's surprise birthday party there one year, and they eventually realized that they needed more slot machines and they didn't need any halls, so they took all those out and they made them all slot machines. Then they built the whole second building, so they have been preparing for that. I don't know now where the sportsbook would be in my head, like I can't picture, but I don't know it intimately like I used to.
Yeah, I think that they'll be able to make room.
Oh,
I think
sure,
they'll
I'm
be
sure they
able to-
have the plan already.
Yeah, whether they move like the high limit slots somewhere to a different area where they don't necessarily have to have its own room. They could put the sports book over there or do something. So I don't know. We'll see. They'll figure it out.
When
for
I
sure.
lived in Miami, the whole thing was that Florida was going to get gambling, and when they would build these buildings in downtown Miami, like on Biscayne Boulevard, they would have collapsible interior walls. So the minute that they can get the license, they would drop it and turn it into a casino, which would have been great.
I hope
Which would have
they,
been great.
I hope they do like a dedicated room with the video wall. For
Oh, they
sports,
are.
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Listen, they have they done anything half-assed
Yeah, it's true.
in the entire thing? And I have no reason to kiss the Hard Rock's ass. I don't do anything with them now. I just am a fan. But they don't half-ass anything.
Yeah.
Everything that they do is above and beyond, and they have it seems like they have no end to the money. So if they have to build a new building, if they have to tear one down and rebuild it, they're like, all right, we'll just knock it down and
Yeah.
rebuild it. They have all the money in the world. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I would like to see, like, I would imagine they're going to go for a big Super Bowl, because it's not going to have enough weeks of football left, but
Yeah.
because they said December, right? December 8th.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
at that point, college football is just about wrapped up.
College football, but then you're going to have playoffs, and the Super Bowl will be
Yeah.
the big finale for them, and then everybody's going to find a way to bet on hockey after that.
Yeah, you'll have hockey. You're going to have, UFC. You'll have boxing. You'll have just a bunch of different stuff.
Sure.
You also will have international sports. You can have soccer, all the different things that are going on all the time.
When you
Obviously, football is the biggest.
but when you're betting on like the app, when they had the app, I don't bet on hockey, I don't bet on baseball and that stuff. But if I'm betting 2 football games and parlaying that with the Lightning game, yeah, I'm going to do that because they're showing me I could do it right there on the app. And I put in $100 at DraftKings in the beginning of the year, and I'm still riding off of my original $100. I win 150, I lose 100. I win 75. Yeah, but I mean that's it. And then at the end of the year, whatever's left, I either just keep in there because it's only probably end up being like $12. And then next year, I just put more money in, and it's not like we're losing our minds doing it. It's $100.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get the sports app and I can bet against the Buccaneers. That's gonna be
my God.
That's gonna be so much fun.
What's the over under on Todd Bowles getting fired?
Oh,
They won't do it before the end of the year.
no, he'll be here the whole year, but I think at the end, yeah.
It seems to me like he's like in his head when they show him, I hear him go, I'm going to try and use my coaching style like Tony Dungy, where I'm going to be calm and quiet the whole time. And then he has everything except Tony Dungy's success.
Yeah.
It's just terrible. And I mean, those things that happened yesterday in that game for us to lose that game were mostly on the coaching.
The fact that his demeanor never changes,
Right, like Tony Dungy.
is kind of annoying. I get that's just who he is, but man,
Is it though, or is he
I
just
don't
trying
know.
to be something?
I don't even know.
I don't like him. I don't know him at all. I don't mean personally, but as a coach, I think he's in way over his head. And I think that yesterday was disgusting. Here you have the offense opening up, scoring all these high points at 37 points.
Yeah.
And then Baker Mayfield's finding Mike Evans finally. I mean, we're having a game, and for us to lose with that little amount of time left is coaching.
You know, C.J. Stroud set the rookie record for passing yards in the history of the NFL yesterday against the Bucs.
But I mean, let's not take anything away from him. He played really well. He was scrambling good. He was throwing. He's accurate. He finds open play. He's a good quarterback.
I was going to say the way we lost yesterday was the defense.
Yeah, but your head coach is a defensive coach.
Right.
And if you're a defensive coach and your defense stinks on the team, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Not only did you give up all his touchdowns, but then like the final drive, he's got 40 seconds.
Yeah.
You let a rookie quarterback go down the field in 40 seconds and beat you.
It was sad to watch.
And they had no kicker, so you knew they had to go for a touchdown.
They had no kicker. That's right. I forgot about that.
The running back was the backup kicker.
Galvin, they almost called you.
No, I saw. I don't understand why they didn't go for 2 at the end. That they just kneeled it down. That didn't make any sense to me.
Well, because they already had the lead. They won by, so it didn't matter. Because they would.
But they still gave the Bucs a chance.
You could still,
I guess a Hail Mary.
It didn't make any sense to me at all. I was like, now they could win. Like if you went for
At least
2.
go for 2.
They couldn't throw a 75-yard Hail Mary, but they did know that the laterals were coming. And I'll tell you, at one point it looked like they found a hole.
I don't remember those ever working.
They saw the Chiefs
never
do the
worked.
one, and the guy took off down the sideline. They scored, but
that one year the Titans did it in the playoffs is the only one I recall.
Yeah,
that actually worked.
it's almost as
it's
almost as bad as a Hail Mary. It's never gonna, but it would be funny if it did. You know,
But I mean, he had 47 seconds. Rookie quarterback, right down.
Unbelievable.
It's insane.
It was sad to watch. All right, we'll talk about that later when we go over our football picks. Is Ian coming in today?
I
We'll get
texted
into
him
that,
last
too.
night, but I didn't hear from him.
Well, he usually comes, so we'll see. It is 6:34. We'll take a quick break. We come back. We got a whole new week's worth of stuff to give away. Carmen will tell you what that is, and then we will play Sporkle next on 102.5 The Bone.
It's the Mike Calta.
$6:51 of the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. I believe the boys are out this week. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
That's right.
Join
going down.
a healthy Spanish
Right.
and a somewhat healthy Pap. And
We're back,
good night,
baby.
good night, John Boy in downtown St. Pete, a 70s themed disco where they'll be doing karaoke and having a karaoke contest and giving away cash prizes. And Joe will be wearing a show that says "Disco is awesome."
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Yeah, I'm very
not
excited.
suck.
I'm no longer sloughing off on people, so that's good.
Yep, that's good.
Nobody has to worry about me being soupy at all.
Well, I'm
Alright.
still worried about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Don't go in a hot tub with them.
No, never.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Ugh.
it was nice.
Anyway, that is happening this Wednesday, downtown St. Pete. Good night, John Boys. You'll go and have a couple of Bud Lights with these two, watch some people sing, maybe do a singing yourself, and
Yeah.
don't get gonged.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
We're going to do a number, me and Anthony.
Yeah,
Do we get that gong when they're done?
I mean, we should.
I have asked Olivero so many times.
Really?
Yeah.
I did see a video of Mike Olivero out there, and I don't know whether it was you and Dizzy or who was out there, but a guy was singing, and I thought he was all right.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this guy's all right. And Olivero goes running over full speed and gonged him.
Yeah.
And I was
He
like,
loves
ooh,
gonging
right
people.
in his face.
Wow.
King Kong with the gong. Yep.
Is it his gig? Does he get the gong people?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, he's a judge.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
How many judges are there?
3.
Who are they?
Usually it's Corey Cardinal, Mike Olivero, and me if Anthony's not there.
Very nice.
So,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you guys out there.
Yeah.
Gong people left and right.
Oh,
They get very
Gonging
upset.
away.
They get very upset when they get gonged.
I'm
And-
sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
they probably practice all week.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of you're not going to let me finish the song. And I said, no, that's the point of the gong.
We'd
Yeah.
be here all night if
Beat
that was
it.
the case.
Yeah.
When you get gonged by the Dirty Wizard, it's got to be a real hit on the
Yeah.
self-esteem.
It is pretty bad because he does he'll walk up to the gong and then walk away so that people don't know if they have to stop or not.
well,
good.
you know.
All right, well, that's happening this Wednesday. Excuse me, if you want to go see the boys out in downtown St. Petersburg at Goodnight John Boys. Now, we've got some stuff to give away, Carmen, don't we?
We do. We have tickets for the Barbecue Love Fest happening November 18th.
Yeah.
Chris Young.
By the way, how many times have you guys looked at that picture of that steak that was in here on the Instagram?
Oh, yeah.
It was really good. And the best is Danny was like, I watched the video that he made with you, and he's like, I mean, I think we should do this every Friday, as if we were to go, no,
Yeah,
no,
right,
no.
right.
How dare you, sir?
Please.
Barbecue Lug Fest. I'm sorry, what else?
Chris Young.
Who is Chris Young? Country artist?
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
it sounds country-ish.
Yeah, TSO.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
Dwight Yoakam.
Yoakam. You don't know Dwight Yoakam?
No.
You lock him. I do like him.
You
a
like
lot.
him? You love him. He's Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah, I found a picture yesterday from when we were in the studio, and Carmen put up, everybody was talking about Indiana Jones and spelled Jones Joans. That was my favorite. Carmen, you don't know, you never heard of Dwight Yoakam?
No.
Your dad, seemed to me your dad would like Dwight Yoakam.
Maybe. I've never heard of him, though.
He's got a song called Locking the Girls in the Basement. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
I
All
don't
right, go ahead. What else? Dwight Yoakam.
We have tickets for Summer of 99. And
Were you alive then?
99?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And New Kids on the Block.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dwight Yoakam. All right, let's do it right now with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. I don't know where we're at on who's winning or what, but I know that there is no rule. I believe we were right off.
Correct. Galvin won last. He's won.
He did.
Today, if he wins, he'll be 2 into his 3-win streak for a new rule.
Gotcha. Okay, so basically we're at the ground level.
Yeah.
All right. What are we playing today, Carmen?
All right, today we're playing TV dramas in 2 words. So I'm going to give you 2-word clues. You are going to give me the TV drama.
All right.
Okay? Pretty simple. Your first one, Vicodin Doc.
Breaking Bad. Nope.
House. I did not answer yet.
Okay.
Vicodin Doc. Oh, The Good Nurse. Damn it.
House
MD.
MD.
It's 2 words.
You
The
did
answers.
the whole thing. Nope.
Wait, is it 2 words?
No,
or just-
I'm
okay.
giving you 2 words.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, gotcha.
You're giving me the TV drama.
All right.
Your next one, Texas football.
Friday
Friday
Night
Night
Lights.
Lights.
Mike. South Fork Ranch.
Dallas.
Mike. Kimosabi.
Lone Ranger.
Correct. Pap.
I couldn't tell.
That's your job.
Yeah, I know.
I can offer my 2 cents if anybody wants it.
Yeah?
I would.
Throw him in there.
I would have said Galvin was first on that one.
I also would have said Galvin.
Thank
All
you.
right. Galvin gets the point.
There you go.
Thank you for your 2 cents or 4 cents collectively.
Joe sucks.
Your next one, Jersey Whackers.
Sopranos.
Mike. Witchy Sisters.
Charmed.
Spanish.
Great show.
Wisteria Women.
I know this.
Wisteria Women.
The Gilmore
Real
Girls.
Housewives. Dirty Housewives.
Gossip Girl.
Dirty Housewives. What is that
Bad
called?
ladies. Yeah, I don't know.
Desperate.
That's
Desperate.
Housewives. Not Dirty Housewives.
No.
Correct.
Dirty
I
Housewives is
need
great.
the full title for this one.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Talking to you, Gio.
Vegas Forensic.
CSI, Las Vegas.
CSI Vegas.
CSI Las Vegas Confidential. Oh, man.
Good job, Gio. CSI Crime Scene Investigation.
That was close.
Stupid.
That was the closest.
Yeah.
No points.
0.
Teenage Kryptonite.
Smallville.
Mike. Silent Clock.
Loki.
24.
24. Spanish. Rebuild Him.
Bionic Man. This.
The $6 Million Man.
Galvin.
I couldn't answer. I got it.
And Pep, we're halfway there.
Gio is not on the board. He has 0. Spanish and Galvin are tied with 2, and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 5.
You are the worst.
I think he did pretty good, Joe. Don't listen to them.
One job.
What you
One
eating,
job.
Gio?
Gonna do it the one time. TV dramas in 2 words. Here we go. White Walkers.
Walking Dead.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, Galvin. Hand wipes. Hand wipes.
Walking Dead.
Oh,
The Big
Monk.
Bang Theory.
Monk.
Hand wipes.
Galvin.
I was going to say
Walking
Mike's
Dead?
Dream.
Family Morgue.
6 feet
6
under.
feet under.
Geo. Cabot Cove.
Gilmore Girl.
Cabot Cove?
Yes. Cabot
Gossip
Cove.
Girl.
I don't know.
Murder, She Wrote. Green Rage.
Hulk.
Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk. Geo. Blood Spatter.
Dexter.
Galvin. Bartlett Administration.
West Wing.
Galvin. Another Dimension.
Twilight Zone.
Galvin. Final Frontier.
Star Trek. Star
Gee.
Trek. I thought there was more.
The Next Generation.
Yeah, I was gonna...
Geo. And Pap. We're on the last 3.
Gio has made somewhat of a comeback. He has 3. Spanish only has 2. Michael with 5. And Galvin is your leader right now. He's winning with 7.
Oof. Oof.
TV dramas in 2 words. Last 3. Here we go. General Lee.
Dukes Hazzard.
Mike. Albuquerque Meth.
Breaking Bad.
Nah.
Breaking Bad. Pap.
Gio.
Did you even answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
He was right. What's the score now?
The score now is Spanish has 2, Gio has 4, Michael has 6, and Galvin has 7.
Ooh.
All right.
Need this one. Last one. Peach Pit.
Beverly
No,
Hills.
no, no.
Gio.
I said Beverly Hills 90210. Trying to jump to the L. No.
Your final score, Spanish had 2 points, Gio had 5, Michael with 6, and Galvin is your triumphant champion today. He wins with 7.
Thanks for
Good
the
one.
help,
That was
Gio.
a good run.
Gio did a little blocking for me there. I liked it.
It's all right. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, keep the faith, shaky bones, and look for the dirty water.
Yeah. All right. All sound gross.
Yep.
We'll do news when we come back. Before we go to break, I want to tell you about my man Jeff Borum. If you're thinking about looking for a home and you want to get the best price on the home and find it in the right area and all those things that you stress out about when you're thinking about buying a home, don't do it. Hire Jeff and you get a whole team. You get Team Borum working for you. They take all the stress out of buying a home. You talk to them for a little while, you find out what you want, and then they go in, boom, they go. Jeff, if you go to his website, teamborum.com, you can see he's got homes listed on there already, and they go from $200,000 to $2 million. He can get you anything that you want. And you know what the best part about it is? He's right here in the Tampa Bay area. Jeff is a real person. You can see him, you can meet him, you can get to know the whole team, and they will work their asses off to make sure you get what you need and take all the stress out of doing it. Go to teamborum.com, and of course, if you're thinking about selling your home, you could do that as well. They will take the stress out of that, and then we'll get you the most money for your home right here in the Tampa Bay area. teamborum.com. While you're there, put the address in right at the top of the big orange bar, and you can get an idea of what your home is worth. You can get a price that's an average, a low end, a high end, and a cash offer for your home. TeamBorum.com. Tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. We'll take a quick break. News is next. 102.5 The Bone.
It's the Mike.
Crush Bar for the Roger and JP broadcast, and of course the Liquid Lunch. We'll be out there with Bud Light, eating, drinking, having a great time. And then later on that night, we got the pub crawl in downtown, well, not downtown, but Clearwater Beach. And then on Saturday, our band Pitbull Toddler makes a triumphant return to the stage. Very excited because last practice was so much fun, and we did so much. I was like, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
That's happening at the Stockyard on Saturday. And I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a lot of people there because I just alone have a lot of people coming. So it's going to be pretty packed. It's the Stockyard, but the good thing is Stockyard is huge. And if you've never been there, I liken it to what Roundup was on Tampa Road back in the day. It's just a giant place with a big stage, and there's a big dance floor, and there's a lot of bars and a lot of hot girls who work there. So it'll be a good time. That's in Holiday on US 19, the last place you'd ever think that we'd be playing at a country bar, and Holiday on 19, but it'll be a great time. And all of our new Port Richey, Hudson, all of our fans who say we never get down there, this is the closest we're going to come right now. So come and hang out with us this Saturday.
We are celebrating Veterans Day Friday, so the Liquid Lunch, I believe the veterans get special stuff. They have a special T-shirt and all these different things. Plus, they're giving away, Bud Light's giving away all kinds of different prizes and stuff. And then Saturday with Friendsgiving, everybody going to be hanging out there doing that stuff and also celebrating my birthday. No big deal. What?
You have a birthday?
Yeah.
I already bought the gift. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but I really think we should. So I'm making an executive decision to say it.
Oh, man.
So this you may have heard in the promo. We're giving stuff away to you for Friendsgiving. We're thankful for you, our listening audience. We're actually giving away prizes the whole night. Do you know how we're doing it?
No.
I do. We're bringing people up on stage, and they are sticking their arm in a turkey's ass and pulling out the prize.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
I love it. I think that's great.
Who's the turkey?
Joe?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Dibs, what?
Joe, you singing with us?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
You played a little Darkness there. Did you see the Darkness has a documentary coming out? Welcome to the Darkness.
I only know the one song, and I love that song, but I love that guy. What's his name?
Justin Hawkins.
Justin Hawkins. Justin Hawkins Rides Again is one of the best video podcasts you could see. He's great. He's just a funny guy.
It's him and his brothers in the band, and they had kind of a falling out. There was a few different members and stuff, but it's been, I think it's 20 years, their anniversary of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's been 20
How
years
long have
since
you
that
been
song
married?
came out. I've been married 12 years.
Because I only know that song because of you and Jenny.
Yeah.
It makes me think of you guys when I hear it.
Yeah, well,
so
that was
weird.
our when we walked out. I think that was.
What
Or no,
was
we
it?
walked out to Imperial March, but I think then the party started with that song. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's why it always reminds me of you guys. But they're really, Justin Hawkins is just a funny dude, man. His podcast is really interesting. He has no problem crapping on other lead singers.
Yeah.
Do you think they're considered one-hit wonders with that song?
Yeah, I mean, they do have other good stuff, but clearly that was their
Yeah.
big hit. But also, whenever he sang with they did the memorial thing for Taylor Hawkins, no relation, and they had Wolfgang and Dave Grohl and Josh Freese playing and doing Van Halen stuff. Justin was singing, and he did the move that I love that is the dumbest move in the world, and he should know because he plays guitar. He's singing, and then Wolfgang starts doing the solo, and he puts the microphone by the electric guitar that makes no noise. It's all coming from but he's putting it by the strings, and I'm like, come on, what are you doing?
Well, it was, he's just fun to watch.
They
man.
sounded great, though.
So we'll be out there on Saturday at Stockyard. I guess there are people, I don't have anything to do with the business of it, but there are people that tell me they got VIP tables and all that stuff. So I don't know if that's available. I'd go to Stockyard's website. But come on out and see us for you people who haven't seen us in a while and want to just hang out, because I know Roger and JP were. Roger, I think, is going to be there. Brett's going to be there. And probably Johnny B, I know they asked to come on out. Johnny B should come sing with us, too, because that kid could sing. That is all happening on Saturday night. Right now, though, let's check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
So today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes, and Pelts is getting a jump on Black Friday. They are launching their pre-Black Friday sales event right now, so you can get in there and get huge discounts on different brands, changing every single day. So make sure you check out either the website or stop in there. You get in-store clearance. They have online specials, all leading up to a massive Black Friday week that they're going to do. And of course, don't forget, whenever you stop into Pelt Shoes, whisper my name, Galvin, and sign up for the Pelts Perks program to start collecting those Pelts points for discounts on future purchases. Pelt Shoes, get them at Pelts. So, who's going to be president? Let's see if we can figure it out, man. Democratic President Joe Biden trails Republican frontrunner Donald Trump in 5 of the 6 most important battleground states exactly a year before the U.S. election, as Americans express doubt about Biden's age and dissatisfaction towards his handling of the economy. Polls.
So you're saying to me the old guy people who are doubting his age and the economy and gas is $3 and all that other stuff is losing by 5 points to the guy who is indicted on 20 different charges.
Not by 5 points. He's losing in 5 of the 6 most important battleground states. Yeah.
Even worse.
Right. Yeah. To the guy who's currently under indictment.
So the polls were conducted by New York Times and Siena College. Trump is leading the field for his party of the 2024 nominations as he seeks to regain presidency. He leads in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania, with Biden ahead in Wisconsin. Biden defeated Trump in all 6 states in the 2020 election, which is interesting.
Yeah,
now
right?
They're leaning towards Trump. Trump now leads an average of 48% to 44% in the 6 states, the polls have showed. And then among independents, 36% support Kennedy.
Yeah.
31% support Trump, 30% support Biden.
That Kennedy is going to screw up this whole. He's totally going to ruin it for the Democrats, but I think this is going to be a real start of some type of third-party system.
The Democrats if they don't care enough to convince Joe Biden that he should not be the guy and they don't have another guy. Gavin Newsom, come on. It's the worst state in the whole union right now. The movement is leaving that state.
Think about this. We always say follow the money, right?
Yeah.
You got FTX who went down. You got Friedman who's going to be going to jail for forever. And they proved that the Democrats were funneling money to Ukraine through our government and then funneling it back into their pockets through FTX, which is why Friedman's going to jail. So why would you take that guy out of the presidency if you're a Democrat when you're just getting all this money from him being an officer?
Bad for America, good for me.
Right. Yeah. So if you're a Democrat, what's that?
Who is getting it?
The Democratic people that are running for office right now.
Yeah, no, who's getting, who's benefiting from that besides them?
Nobody.
Right.
Yeah.
So the people are the ones that I'm talking about.
Yeah. We are getting screwed hardcore. And it blows my mind that people still support the Democratic Party, but
it blows my mind that we're in this situation that we're in. So.
Clearly, we're doing fine, though. We're giving so much money to Ukraine and Israel and everywhere else. So, I mean, we have the money to spend, right?
If I'm homeless and they're like, we just don't have the money to help our own homeless here, our homeless veterans and all that stuff, and then their newspaper comes out and says we gave $300 billion to Ukraine, and you go, hey, you liars. Yeah. I'm a mad homeless guy right now.
Rookie QB C.J. Stroud threw for 5 touchdown passes. The last one, a 15-yard strike to fellow rookie Tank Dell, with 6 seconds left to lead the Houston Texans to a 39-37 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday. The score came just 40 seconds after Cade Otton had appeared to score the game winner on a 14-yard pass from Baker Mayfield that put the Bucs up by 4 points with 46 seconds left. But Stroud directed a 6-play, 75-yard drive in the remaining seconds as the Texans beat the Bucs 39-37, pushing the Bucs to a record of 3-5. So the big question is, does Todd Bowles remain the head coach? Does he make it through the year?
Yes.
You think?
The Blazers have never pulled a coach out mid-year.
If you fire your coach mid-season, then all your assistants are looking for jobs. Everything just falls to hell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think they'd definitely wait to the end of the year.
Yeah, but just because it hasn't happened before doesn't mean it couldn't happen.
That's true.
Unless somebody's really, 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 really mad, or unless they have somebody that they're like, this is going to be our guy next year anyway, just do it now. That's the only way I see it happen.
Would you like to revise your bet? Will you say that they will win 12 games? I will bet you $10,000.
What are they at now?
3-5.
Probably not.
I said originally they would win 3 games at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And I was laughed at and mocked.
You were.
Listen,
not by me.
Let me ask you a question. if the Bucks played the rest of the season like they played yesterday, there's still a great chance for them. They were a game and a half out of first place.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility that this could still turn things around. They're not a great team, but they are getting there. I mean, I pointed this out before. This is 9 games they've played together. It's going to take time to gel.
Yeah, but like,
especially with a new quarterback.
That defense, that core defense has been there for several years now. That was the same guys that won the Super Bowl.
Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, Levante David, White. I mean, we have
and Shaq Barrett. Those guys have all been
Shaq
there.
Barrett, and we have a great defense. It's weird how they play.
It's weird to me that when Todd Bowles comes up to the podium afterwards and says that they're missing there's like day one mistakes being made out of these guys that are all like core players that have been there for 5-6 years.
Who's that on?
I don't know. That's you got to blame the coaches.
You got to blame the coach because when you're in a high school or you're in that kind of situation, you're making day one mistakes. You're running laps.
Right.
So what are you doing to these multimillionaires? Not running laps, but you got to come up and get them some sort of discipline in order to make that not happen again.
Also, why are the Buccaneers one of the most penalized team in the entire NFL?
Jesus Christ, 67. Take it easy.
Right.
Stop holding everything.
I don't know. I would, to be honest, I was not surprised that happened. I'm like, of course this happens right away.
No.
Instantly, I thought about the Rams playoff game when Tom Brady brought us back to tie the game, and then they went right down the field to Cooper Kupp. Who is he? Never heard him before. And they went right down the field in like 3 plays, kicked the game winner touchdown. Season's over. Buccaneers suck forever.
Why is it that every team that we have can figure out how to shut Mike Evans down, but we can't figure out how to shut their number one guy down?
Why at halftime does Mike Evans and Chris Godwin only have like 3 targets total? How are you not getting the ball to these people?
Is that Canales?
Maybe. I mean, it's his first time as first year as an offensive coordinator.
Hey, you think Mike Evans played great and he caught that 54-yard pass and all that, but you think he's got that knee problem? He limped off that field yesterday, and he's tough. I feel like he's playing through.
Dude, it got called back because of the push-off for pass interference, offensive pass interference. But that catch that he caught making it out of bounds, man, that was really
Listen,
good.
I get it. He's getting older and all that stuff, but I would invest all my money in Mike Evans before anybody else in that team.
They're not even targeting him.
No.
They can't even figure out how to get the ball to these guys.
It's crazy, and it's not Baker Mayfield.
No,
Baker Mayfield's not a bad player.
I really feel like he's the least of the problems.
Yeah, I mean, he did some scrambling yesterday that we've never seen on this team. I like Baker Mayfield. I like him here. I like him as our quarterback. I feel like he's got a good 3 years here.
Fire everybody.
Fire everybody else though.
Did he show up to the game wearing a cowboy hat? That's great.
I like Baker Mayfield. I think he's doing with what's going on fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I would want him here long term.
3 years.
I don't
3
know.
years. He's got 1 year deal now. You sign him to a 2-year deal. Let him play for 3 years where we can groom somebody else to come in there afterwards.
It's time to blow it up and start from scratch.
Oof.
Sorry.
Negative Nelly over there.
Listen, we had fun. It was a good run, but I mean, you're a defensive-minded coach, and I can think of 2 instances how you literally threw games away. It's insane.
Hey, Galvin, when will they bring Lovie Smith over here? Next year?
Oh, Lovie Smith?
Yeah.
That's who, man?
Yeah, because you know why? They got defensive problems, and he's been here before.
Yeah, but
No.
I don't understand why they keep on giving old coaches new jobs. You know what I mean?
Because
once
they
you're a
started
coach-
giving new young guys jobs everywhere, and they're like, oh, that's the trend.
Well, that was Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin came in and did great for the Steelers, so everybody said, hey, let's get a 34-year-old, and put them in there. And some have worked out, but a lot haven't. It's the same with the rookie quarterback. You have some of these rookie quarterbacks that start and they are just awesome and unbelievable, and then there's other ones that are terrible, and you go, well, you can't start a rookie.
Yeah, but a lot of times with rookie quarterbacks, they're also going to the crappiest team in the league. You know what I mean? You're the best quarterback. Like,
it took a little while for the Jaguars to turn around. You know, Jaguars are better now because they were for so long so terrible. Then you got the first round draft, and but it's difficult.
Like, you're the best quarterback in the draft. You go to literally the crappiest team in the entire league.
That's got to be rough.
Yeah,
man.
you know what I mean?
Well, that is rough because you're not enough to just walk into a team and just take it over and turn it around, and you never know what your career would have been like if you would have went to a better team.
They're 3-5 now. They play the Titans this week at home. The week after that, they play the 49ers on the road. That's going to be a tough game. So.
Who were the big crybabies that said they wouldn't come to the Bucks? It was Steve Young, right? Didn't he get drafted here? And
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. There was a couple that got drafted here and was like, I'm not going, man. They're terrible.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Look, it is what it is. We're not going to win every year. I like the excitement. Last night was a great game to watch. I don't like the outcome, but it was a fun game to watch for a Buccaneer. For a football fan.
Yeah, if you're a Texans fan,
Nah,
it's just,
it was a high scoring game. There was a big bomb passes. There was a lot of violence.
no, to lose in that fashion is
it was
not
awful.
fun at all.
It was awful, but it was a fun game to watch up until the end.
To me, the last two games were winnable games. Why are we not winning them?
I don't get a, maybe you do, I don't know, but I don't get a bonus for wins or losses, so I don't care at the end.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch, and if they lose, like, oh, that stinks, but I don't care. Didn't affect my day.
John Elway? You ever thinking of? Didn't he get drafted?
No, it
by the
wasn't
Bucs?
Elway.
No.
And he
Elway
said he
was
was going to
drafted
play
by the
baseball.
Yankees.
Who? Oh, is that it? Yeah, but I thought there was somebody that said instead of going to the Bucs, they were going to play baseball.
Bo Jackson.
Was that it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think you're right.
And Eli
Yeah.
Manning.
No, Eli Manning didn't get drafted by the Bucs.
Eli Manning was
sorry.
going to go to the Chargers, and he said, "I'm going to go to the Giants instead."
Yeah. No, somebody. I know everybody's screaming at the
Mike Oliveira coming through. Yeah, Bo Jackson. Yeah,
Bo
so Bo
Jackson.
Jackson was one I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
well, screw him too.
Not a quarterback. According to a new study conducted by Wallet Hub, it is truly hard to be bored here in the Tampa Bay area, as the city was named one of the most fun cities in America.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's always something going on.
Having been here since
There's
1989.
tons of stuff for Mike to miss.
That's right. That's right. I promise I'm going to try them all out. No, it's having been here since 1989. I've seen this place grow leaps and bounds, and I can't think of a much better place to live for what other reasons. Like everything that you need in every economic class is here. I think it's a great place to live.
So Wallet Hub compared more than 100 U.S. cities based on 65 key metrics for their rankings. The metrics range from the volume of free city events and fitness centers per capita to movie costs, the average open hours of breweries. 10 Florida cities were ranked the most fun in the country, with Orlando ranking the highest at number 2 overall.
Yeah, they got White Castle.
yeah.
Miami followed right behind at number 3. Tampa was ranked 12th overall, with entertainment and recreation playing a big part in the city's high ranking.
I hate Miami so much.
Fort Lauderdale and St. Petersburg followed close behind the ranks. Number 1 overall for most fun U.S. city. What would you think?
In the U.S.?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas,
Oh.
yeah. Vegas, number 1. Orlando, number 2. Miami. Atlanta, number 4. Number
Atlanta?
5, New Orleans. Yeah, Atlanta is a fun city.
I think
Never
Atlanta's
been.
a dump.
And they used to have Buckhead and all that
Yeah,
stuff. I
yeah.
don't know. I haven't been there for such a long time. New Orleans, always fun. San Francisco, Austin, Honolulu. New York comes in at number 9. Chicago, number 10. Cincinnati, 11. Tampa, we said, was ranked 12th. Then you have Fort Lauderdale, Portland, and Denver comes in at 15.
I'll always say New York because it's just something to do for everybody at every time of the day. So when I went there with Joey when he was like probably about 5 or 6, I would just get on Google and I'd search fun places for kids to go in New York. I mean, I lived there and I didn't know half these places even existed. We went to.
I can't wait until the FBI gets your phone.
What?
Fun places for kids.
We went to a restaurant called Mission to Mars, and you walk in and you have to take an elevator down, and they're like, you get in the elevator and they made it like a rocket ship.
That's
They're like,
cool.
when you get there, you'll be in Mars. And then you open the door and there's like planets and everything, and there's
that's
aliens
cool.
walking
That's
around. It was
cool.
great. And then have you ever been to Jekyll and Hyde?
No.
Jekyll and Hyde there's 2 of them. They're bars. One's a bar restaurant like in the Times Square area, and one's a bar in the Village. And they are like it's like an old school kind of library-ish kind of place. And they have weird people working there, and they have all Jekyll and Hyde's type stuff, decoration. But like when you have to go to the bathroom, you have to find the right book and open the thing and open the wall. Yeah, you got to pee really bad. You better get some help because a lot of times you'll see people rubbing the wall trying to find the book. It's a fun time. There's so many of those fun type things to do in New York City, all in that small island. So it's fun.
Here's a guy who's having fun in Tampa, Plant City. A 30-year-old man in Plant City was arrested and ended up with a broken foot after speeding away from law enforcement in Tampa early Sunday morning. Troopers say Jesse Rivera was seen speeding and swerving between cars on his red motorcycle that had a license tag that said McLovin.
Yeah, baby.
It was fake. It was a fake tag. Authorities say Riviera was going 110 miles per hour in a posted 45 mile per hour zone. So he was arrested. There's a picture of McLovin there on TV.
My dad taught me a very important lesson when I got my driver's license. He said, you can't outrun the cops no matter how fast you go. And I was like, I'm in a Mustang. And he goes, you can't outrun the cops because there's more of them. So when you're outrunning the guy behind you, he's calling ahead to the guy in front
Right.
of you, who's calling ahead to the guy in front of you. You can't outrun the cop.
You can't outrun the radio.
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah,
thing,
that's-
yeah.
There were guys when I was a kid who had motorcycles like that who would race, and if they were getting close, they'd race to Jersey so that they can leave the jurisdiction until those guys radio hit to Jersey, and they got the guy coming over the bridge on the other side. You're not going to win that
But
fight.
I will tell you, there has been plenty of times where you see a cop, you crack it wide open, you're gone.
real?
There's
Yeah.
no way they're catching you unless you
They're
run
not
into another
catching
cop.
you.
But,
Yeah.
but as long as you go and you're smart enough to turn off and go and kind of chill for a little while, if you're just booking down the same road, yeah, they can be like, hey, there's going to be a guy coming down there or whatever. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, because those motorcycles are so fast.
I did not know that.
It's
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous. And if you know how to ride, I mean, there's a lot of people that try and crack it wide open and they go, skid, die, and do all that stuff.
And
you're
that's
like,
why I
"Eh."
don't have one.
Yeah, it's the
I told
same.
So I told you, I think I told you this before when I was a kid. So you know the difference between 2-stroke and 4-stroke motorcycles? The 2-strokes are the ones where you mix the oil and gas together. They're a lot more high performance. So when I was a
I love that you just explained that to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I
but the right way,
understood it.
way I'd understand
Yeah.
it.
So when I was a kid,
Wait, what's a 4-stroke?
4-stroke is just regular gas in there, so it's a regular engine like
But
that.
does it go
does-
wah, wah,
no,
wah?
it doesn't. It just.
Oh my god, you
Yeah.
just changed my
Yeah.
whole life.
Yeah. So when I was like, I don't know, probably 6 years old, I had an MR50. It was a Honda MR50, and it was a 2-stroke, and that thing was fast. It went like 40, 45 miles per hour. When you're 6, yeah. And it had like all the suspension and everything. So we used to ride, and where I grew up in Illinois, it was pretty rural, and we could ride all over the place, but don't go on the roads. You know what I mean? And I had to get from one side to the other. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to go. So I go, and as soon as I go, a cop comes over the hill. So I'm like, yeah. And I just bust it, and I go and went right into the ditch and hit like an embankment thing and flipped over handlebars into my ribs.
Yeah.
And I'm just laying there, and the cop comes over, and he goes, well, that was pretty stupid. And I just go, and then I hear, and he goes, you okay? And I said, yeah. And he goes, all right, you're lucky. Get home. And he took off. He had another
Awesome.
call. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
thank God. And I said, thank you. See you later. A Polk County woman became a millionaire after she bought a winning ticket in a scratch-off game. The Florida Lottery says that Janice Velez, who is 60 years old, won the top prize of the $5 million in the cash word scratch-off game. She claimed her money at the headquarters. She got $3.9 million.
Wow.
I feel like I'm always the person that bought the ticket right before the winning ticket.
Yeah.
And I hate it so much.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on a good $50 scratcher.
You haven't
Had, like
scratched it
3
yet?
multiplied. No,
Oh.
I
Oh, you did?
scratched it. And how would I know what it's worth?
I don't know.
if
I got
didn't scratch
confused.
it?
I'm sorry.
Scratch your head.
Oh, you didn't say though. You said a good $50
Yeah.
one, which you're
See?
assuming $50, but because you hadn't said that you had the
scratched it.
multipliers until
Scratched
he
it.
interrupted you.
Yeah.
So how much did you win? Do you know?
Yeah, $50.
Oh,
fi-
sitting on a
yeah, I
good
thought it was
$50.
a $50
Oh, yeah.
scratch
Oh,
off.
yeah.
And you paid $50.
All right, all right,
I got
all
I
right.
thought you said I'm all right, Spider.
you. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
I'm never even cashing it in now. Just to be a dick.
I have a bunch that I need to go and scan and check, and because even whenever I scratch them off, if I'm like I didn't win, I still check them because sometimes they're like dun, dun, dun. I go,
Yeah.
I don't know how to read it. Apparently, I don't know
Like,
what's
this
going
idiot
on.
didn't know he had 3 top hats.
Yeah, exactly. A school custodian in New Jersey. Hey, Mike, one of your paisans.
Me.
Giovanni Emprezelli was arrested after doing some pretty gross stuff in the school cafeteria. And apparently this is like an elementary school because you'll hear some audio here in a second.
Okay.
So the custodian posted videos online where he spit on bread, wiped bread slices on his genitalia,
Oh.
sprayed bleach into a container of cucumbers, and then peed in bowls that was later served to kids with the intention of harming the kids.
Oh, my God.
Take a listen. Here are some parents and students talking about the accusations.
I covered my mouth and started crying. I had no words. I mean, what can you say to a situation where somebody was doing those disgusting things in the school where your child's supposed to be safe?
It made me feel disgusted and weirded out. Like, that was just nasty.
That's bodily fluids. That could make my child. That could kill my child.
Yeah.
Look,
Could you imagine if you saw a video of a guy doing that to your kid's school cafeteria?
I never understood that. I never understood like what the mental, if I see a guy out there, my nephew asked me this weekend when we were talking about fast food. He said, "Do you ever spit in somebody's food?" I go, "No, I never worked in the food prep. I always worked in the cleanup, but I wouldn't do that. That's the lowest.
Yeah.
I'd rather go spit in your face than spit in
Yeah.
your food. But I'm sure it's been done to me before. I guarantee you that in the times I've eaten in a restaurant, somebody didn't like me, gave me something, and it's just how life goes,
Yeah.
But if this was my kid, I find my tolerance with my children to be a lot less. So if I find out you're doing things that could potentially harm my children, that's when I turn into a psychopath.
Oh,
yeah, and now imagine a whole school of all those parents that are like, I'm going to go kill this guy.
And you only know what he had on video. Imagine what he'd been, what's not on video, or how long he's been doing it.
Rubbing bread on his junk. He's spitting in there, spraying bleach, peeing in bowls. Yeah,
I think this is how Freddy Krueger started. Then the whole town beat him up, set him on fire.
They burn him. Yeah, they put him
But
in
it's
the-
like, what does this guy get out of that?
right. That's
You know
all.
what I
Well,
mean?
he's got to
Like-
be. It's got to be a mental thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what did the kids do to him?
Right.
Right.
Damn kids.
Yeah, right.
Leaving all the trash around.
I mean, what should happen to that guy? You got to find him. What
Yeah.
happened?
Oh, you have
We
to
know.
find him.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll find him. You don't talk about it, G. You just do it.
Yeah.
A 20-year-old man assaulted another man in a haunted house. The assailant claims he thought the victim was a statue, not a human in a costume, which really isn't a very good defense because who beats up a statue?
Dude.
Yeah, so I don't know. This guy got arrested.
I love people that do that at those haunted houses. This is one of my favorite times of year. People freak out in there.
I've seen people freak out in the haunted house, but I think they're just naturally scared. Not they get the jump scare.
One of our neighbors growing up, he grabbed the guy that was in the costume, whatever, and yelled at him for scaring his kid. And I go, yeah, I'm like 8 years old, and I'm like, this is a haunted house, right?
Yeah.
Like that's their job. That's what they're paid for. Like, why are you coming into a haunted house?
Ridiculous.
I do know someone who was threatened to get kicked out of Universal Studios one time because they may have had too much to drink and they touched one of these scarecrows.
Oh, I know somebody. I was with a girl one
Right
time.
in the straw.
Yeah.
I was with a girl who worked for one of the TV news stations here, and they when you go there on the VIP tour, they liquor you up before you go in
Yeah.
there, so you have a good time. And we were all a little tipsy, and the guy jumped out and scared her, and it was hilarious because she got scared. And then when the guy turned around, she gave him a little booty tap, and they kicked her out. And they were going to throw us out of the park. And I said, "Look, she was being playful. The guy didn't even complain, and." You're throwing out 3 radio stations, 2 TV stations worth of people, and they were like, "Okay, come back in." That's just dumb. I mean, if she pushed him or hurt him or grabbed his ass, she just gave him like a little pat in the butt. I don't know.
I've heard it's a sobering moment when they pull you aside in the lights,
Please.
and they tell you could be banned for the park from life.
Were you so drunk that he looked like Scarecrow from
Listen,
Batman?
I didn't say it was,
Moving
I
around.
didn't say it was me. I just said I've heard of these stories happening.
I think it was you.
Do you know that I just looked at the calendar. This weekend we're playing at the Stockyard.
Yeah.
And then next weekend we got a full week of work, and then the following
Yeah.
weekend is vacation.
I know,
Thanksgiving
right?
vacation.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that because I'm going away, and yeah. All right.
Can't wait to spend your death pool money.
Oh, boy.
Joe,
Well,
you
I won't
better
have it by then.
Oh, yeah.
But it's Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Oh, vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. That's right. Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to just call it
Yeah.
a year,
I
that's
mean,
fine.
First
you want to
of
give
many
me a
vacations.
prorated amount?
Yeah, I would do prorated amount right now.
I'll give you 130 now instead of 200 later. Today is, Carmen, get ready for it,
Yeah.
National Nachos Day. Get it.
Yeah. That makes sense because on Uber Eats right now, the Taco Bell is giving you a free Nachos Bel Grande if you spend $25. So it's very nice
I
of
gotta
them,
tell
yeah.
you, over the years, I've realized Nacho Bel Grande not that great.
I love Nachos Bel Grande.
I think
You
too much,
literally have to
too much
get it.
beans.
And you have to get it and eat it there because otherwise the chips are just soggy
Yeah.
by
Well,
the time you eat it at home.
I'll tell you what I
Yeah.
had. I had one time that was really good. It was naughty nachos, but naughty like nautical nachos, and it had shrimp on there and like
Yeah.
white queso and this. It was really good.
There's
It's
a place
really
in
good.
Sarasota that does like ahi tuna
Ooh.
nachos, and they do like wonton chips instead of like
You like the
Carmen, I've had that. Where is that?
yeah. I don't
It's
know.
delicious. The
yeah.
wonton chips with the ahi
It's
tuna.
not geckos.
No,
but
I've had it. So
it's down in Sarasota, but it is so good.
My
It's
daughter-
yeah.
my daughter revealed to me this weekend that she's never had Taco Bell, and I said, "Let's
How's
keep
that
that trend
possible?
going." Well, 'cause she's
That's not
10.
true.
My
No, it
kids
is
have never
true.
had Taco Bell.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter said the same thing like a couple weeks ago. I was driving by and they're like, I've never had Taco Bell.
We went to Dunkin' Donuts,
Bad
and it's right next to Taco Bell. And my nephew said something, and she said, "I've never had Taco Bell." And I went, "That's good. That's just a bad.
Yeah.
Don't start now.
No,
Yeah.
so good.
Nothing against Taco Bell, but just don't get yourself into that if you don't have
I
to."
couldn't imagine my life without fast food because in college, like that was. But I mean, like in college,
Oh, yeah.
that was it. You know.
I took them Saturday to go to the Flying Squirrel, the trampoline place, because it was Saturday night is neon night, so they turn off all the lights, and basically everything that's in there glows neon.
We should go take mushrooms and do that. It sounds awesome.
All right.
It was
No.
basically it's just in the dark,
Oh.
and it's mostly teenagers, so they just stand around and talk to each other. Except for my nephew and my daughter were going crazy on the trampolines, having a ball, and I sat in one of their comfortable chairs with my AirPods in and had the best night of my life.
Sounds nice.
I don't care. My wife was like, "I'm not going out at 9 o'clock." I go, "I got it. I'll take it. Let's go." And she's like, "Really?" I go, "Yep. I'm that kind of dad." I just sat there on my listening to old Creed songs. I went through the pictures on my phone from like 10 years ago. I'm trying to eliminate, trying to get things organized. And man, we have some dumb stuff we've done on the show.
Oh,
I found so many pictures of you. I found a picture of you, that one picture of you fat and naked in the mirror, which makes me laugh every
It's one of my
time.
favorite photos
Is the
I've
one
ever
where he's
taken.
eating the lobster?
That's a different one, I think.
No,
that-
I think that was a lobster time.
No, because then there's another one where I'm naked in front and the faucet is the only thing
I
covering
have that.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Then what else? I found a lot of Horn Blast videos. That Horn Blaster was one of the best things. What else?
I found, not found, but my phone reminded me of all the dog catcher videos that we shot when I was an
Dog
intern.
catcher. I have the girls that we painted their butts like pumpkins
Yeah.
for Halloween.
Yep.
I got ass darts.
Ass darts.
Yeah.
We were really a self-serving show back then.
Carmen, was the place Pier 22?
No.
Doesn't sound familiar to me
Yeah,
either.
no.
Pacific Rim?
Pacific Rim sounds
Delicious.
more.
Like, I feel like I've been there, but I
Yeah.
don't know if that's where I got. I just
I don't
know
know.
it was in Sarasota.
I
That's
just
all.
put in wonton chips, ahi
Oh,
tuna,
yeah.
nachos, Sarasota, and I'm looking at them in different places. Trying to find it for you. Yes, I don't know.
Type Carmen into the search box.
Do you like a bunch of veggies? Do you like lettuce and stuff on there too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
on the nachos?
Olive.
I
Yeah, I
love
do.
lettuce and
Yeah.
onions and all that
Tomato.
stuff. Tomatoes, yeah.
I gotta tell you, I am a sour cream.
Oh, yeah.
fanatic.
Oh, yes.
If you give me sour cream, I want extra.
Yeah, I
on
eat
the
a
side.
hand if you put sour cream on a
Exactly.
hand.
My wife and I went to Viarda's and got food, whatever, and she goes, "Can I get a side of sour cream?" And they literally brought like
Yeah.
a bowl.
Yeah.
It was just like a huge. I was like,
Good.
I have not on purpose, but I'm turning into somewhat of a vegetarian, Galvin.
yeah,
Good for you.
Yeah, no, not on purpose.
well,
just
We
like
just had giant meat steak like 2 days ago.
No, I-
meat steak as opposed to the other steak.
no. I'm not saying, hey, I'm going to be a vegetarian. I am eating 100% more vegetables than I've ever eaten before, including like daily broccoli.
Hell yeah.
I hate broccoli, but
So
I'm
good.
starting to like it now. And then I went to the store the other day and bought just a shredded bag of lettuce for a salad. And I came home and I ate a salad. And at dinner, I was like, I'm good. I ate that salad. And my poop has been fantastic.
Do you like asparagus?
I don't.
Oh.
I will
really? I
eat
was
it.
gonna
If
say-
I go to a steak restaurant and there's asparagus with steak, I'll eat it, but I'm not.
Because if you do
getting it.
asparagus with just olive oil and a little sea salt, whatever,
Yeah, I love
asparagus-
zucchini.
zucchini.
But
is good.
I'm eating some of it without the meat now.
Can I tell you what to do that
Yeah.
is really good? Is take like zucchini, onions, some other vegetables that you like, put it in a pan with some soy sauce, and just mix that up. It's really good.
Yeah.
If you take
Soy
the
sauce.
you take the asparagus, you wrap it in bacon,
Oh,
and
yeah.
put shredded
Oh,
cheese on
yeah.
top
Yes.
of it.
Yes,
Put that
yes,
in the
yes.
oven for like
Yeah.
20 minutes,
And then afterwards, just down a whole thing of whipped cream.
yeah, that's the way to do it.
No, I've been pretty good. The only thing is I'm trying to think, like, I'm running out. I don't want to get burnt out on
Yeah,
stuff.
that's the difficult part when you got to
But I'm one of those people who once I like something, I eat it every day for a
Yeah.
month. you know?
eating broccoli raw or
For
you're
two. I mean, if I want to pretend that I'm eating chips and watching a football game,
Yeah.
sure. But no, I'm putting it in the steam fresh and steaming it up in the microwave.
Nice.
Done.
That's nice.
I can't believe this. I've
I know.
never.
Green.
The guy didn't start eating green food till he was 52 years old.
spinach.
Oh,
After 35 seasons, Homer Simpson will no longer strangle Bart.
Oh,
In a recent episode, he said
boo.
he doesn't do that anymore because, quote, times have changed.
but see, at least they address it in
Yeah.
the show. You know what I mean? Don't. They're saying it because they can't get
Yeah.
away with it.
I feel
So.
like they should have just leaned the other way, just murdered him.
Yeah, well, that might work out.
Yeah.
That might
his
eventually make
fingers
its
off.
way.
It's over. They've gone woke. It's over.
Taylor Swift's 1989 Taylor's version sold almost 1.7 million copies in its first week. That is the biggest sales week for any album since Adele's 25 debuted, with 3.5 million sold in November back in 2015.
So Taylor Swift is the Michael Jackson of my daughter's era. Like,
Sure.
there has been no other artist that's been this big. Justin Bieber had a craze. Drake has got a bunch of number one hits, but nobody has impacted the world in my life since Michael Jackson, like Taylor Swift.
And it
does.
only seems to be getting bigger.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
More popular.
There's no end in sight. She'll disappear at one point for a couple of years, then come back bigger and stronger than ever.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how, and it's weird because I'm outside of the circle. Like I only know about it because I have a daughter now, and I like the music, but I'm not running out and seeing shows and stuff. But I have never seen a frenzy like anything since Michael Jackson when I was younger, when Thriller came out.
I was reading that record companies now are rewriting contracts where you can't, because you know how Taylor Swift is re-recording all of her
Right,
music.
yeah.
Now they're putting it in contracts that bands cannot re-record later on down the road because the re-recorded versions become more popular than the original version.
I still want to know, do we know if she made money off those original recordings, right?
Yes,
that
of
guy
course.
still has?
Yeah.
So she's making a whole new amount of the same songs that she's just doing in her own.
Yeah, so
Her
the
own
publishing is where you get a lot of the money, you know, so whoever owns publishing gets a lot of the money regardless of whether you wrote the song. If I own the publishing, I'm getting paid. You may get a percentage, but say 95%, you get 5%, which is something I read about Dolly Parton the other day. Elvis wanted to record I Will Always Love You, her big, that Whitney Houston did. But the manager, I'm assuming the Colonel, wanted the lion's share of the publishing for it. And she said, no, I'm not giving up the publishing on that.
But I think, with Taylor Swift, she was so young that she signed a
That's what she
bad
said.
deal.
Yeah.
And that's why she doesn't own the music that she wrote.
I'm just such a cynic now at this point. I think there's just some type of cahootery where she got together with that guy and then he ends up with the first rights, and now she gets to
Scooter Braun bought it from
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
He bought it
From the record
and
label.
she was like, hey, don't buy that.
She
I'll
doesn't like
record
him.
new stuff. It'll be the
Okay.
same, but this way he doesn't get any of the money. But
She
he's still
spoke
there.
out against him before. She doesn't like him, and then he bought it. So now she's like, well, that's the worst possible thing that can happen. So she'd rather use her money and re-record everything. Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know the
genius.
difference between the two
Right.
songs. And my daughter will be like, this is Taylor's version. So everything I do, I go, do you want this? Do you want Taylor? Do you want a hot dog? Do you want Taylor's version?
Well, because she changed some of the words
Yeah.
in a lot of the songs. Like she changed her lyrics because there was one about a girl laying on the mattress or something, and then she changed it.
To a guy.
She's a genius.
And it's my understanding that the true Swifties will only listen to Taylor's
Yeah.
version. of the
Right.
Yeah.
song.
That's the
Correct.
good version.
Yeah.
That's what
So
you want to
crazy.
listen to.
It's her version. It's what she wanted it to
Carmen, what was the name of the place with the nachos?
be. It is Geckos.
Geckos.
Oh, Geckos is good.
Yeah, it is Geckos. That's where the tuna nachos are. We had like 3 people call in
Ooh,
from
you
Sarasota.
ever have geckos on your nachos?
No, don't.
Don't knock it. Iguana's good,
Hey,
man.
if I could find out that a gecko tastes delicious, I'd
tastes
pull,
like
them,
chicken.
I'd pull them off the door when I leave the
You see,
house.
Adam Sandler has a new animated movie coming out on Netflix where he plays a lizard gecko, something, whatever. I think it's called something Lou, whatever. And he's I'm a sad old gecko, and
You make it sound,
I have a bucket list, and I want to go outside and
What do you want to do,
stuff, and
Mr. Lizard?
I want to go and get on a tree and this and that. And then the guy goes, he goes, I'm telling you right now, to be safe, you better change colors. And he goes, I'm not a chameleon, I'm a gecko. And he goes, oh, then you're dead. But it'll probably be funny for kids.
Joe is just showing nothing but videos of Taylor Swift bending over. I'm
Yeah.
getting very distracted.
I'm mad at that.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is that she's so pretty, but like she's so iconic now that I just see her as red
Yeah.
lipstick, blonde hair.
Oh,
and-
she's an alien at
Have
this
you,
point.
dude? Have you guys heard the conspiracy theory about her and the
time traveling?
witch? No,
Oh,
the
what?
witch that died
yeah.
like the year before she was born.
Well,
It's crazy. I won't get into it because I know you
Don't.
guys don't think I'm nuts. But yeah, it's a lot like with the Lincoln, how like Lincoln had the secretary that was
Yeah.
his name, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff with Taylor Swift.
did you see the video of the toy commercial from the 80s where
Yeah.
they're like proof that she's a time traveler?
Yeah, it's crazy. Russell Brand is now being sued by a woman who says he sexually assaulted her on the set of the movie Arthur back in 2010.
What did you wait so long for?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was-
I'm telling you right now.
what the news is.
This is a setup.
It
I
is, because
think.
then
it's
this
a
is-
shakedown.
She's hit him while she blows down.
Yeah, but this is when you find out that, like, for instance, George Soros is
Right.
funding all the witnesses that are
Yeah.
going against Trump. That's just what this is. Yeah.
Somebody's
I don't-
paying for all
Yeah.
the lawyers for these people, and hey, you can make some money and just go along with this. Yeah.
If you banged Steven Tyler back in the day, once one woman sues him and you're like, I banged him, nobody can say that he didn't rape me. I'm going to say he raped me now because another woman came out and said that she was assaulted by
Yeah.
Steven Tyler. And by assaulted, they mean he banged them when they were underage, and he didn't know. He's not checking IDs in the backstage area.
So did you hear the latest one?
I don't know the details of it.
So they were going down the street, and she said something about the lyrics of one of the songs, and Steven Tyler grabbed her, pushed her into a payphone, and stuck his tongue down her throat.
Yeah.
100% Steven Tyler did it.
Yeah.
He was on cocaine, and he had no idea you were 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, what do you want to do now? What are we doing here?
You're going to drag Grandpa through the mud now?
Yeah.
Because
Listen to me.
Now he's a frail old lady, though. You can't pick on him.
You're right.
No.
Yeah.
You touch my daughter, and I'll kill you.
Absolutely.
Unless you're Steven Tyler, and you just. I mean, when she's older. I don't mean my daughter now.
We were talking about the death pool earlier. I don't know if anybody has him or if you want to pick him up. Michael J. Fox has broken several bones in the past few years and almost lost his hand to an infection. He says, quote, certainly if I were to pass tomorrow, it would be premature, but it wouldn't be unheard of. And so, no, I don't fear that. He was talking about death and stuff.
He's proof to me that there's no God. It's just, there's a guy that's just the sweetest McFly you'll ever see, and of all the people in Hollywood that are scumbags, he's the guy that gets hit with the disease.
Did anybody watch that
documentary?
documentary?
No, I didn't, but I saw the trailer, and it was one of the things he won Golden Globe or Emmy or whatever it was, and he went up there and he goes, I'm on cloud nine right now. He goes, I sit standing here right now, I feel 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious.
It's very good. Like I would definitely recommend watching it.
Is it sad though?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, like the Val Kilmer one.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to lie. I watched the Val Kilmer one, and I was sad for like 3 days.
But like he narrates it the whole time and talks. I enjoyed it, but man, it kind of bums you out at the end. 'Cause you're like, man, if he would have been he literally had the world by the balls, and like this happened to him.
Does it when he narrates it? Do you hear it like this? And that's why.
No, he actually is like completely calm the entire time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But he talks about how one morning he woke up and his finger, like his pinky, was twitching, and he thought that was weird.
Yeah.
And then it like slowly kind of escalated from there.
Dude, that's got to be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, you get so frustrated with it.
Like he remembers the exact morning he woke up and his finger was twitching.
Did you ever see the story about him when he was filming Back to the Future and Family Ties?
Yeah.
That he was filming all night, and then they'd bring him over there and he'd be sleeping, and they'd wake him up for his scenes and let him go back to sleep because they had no time in the day. He was working 24 hours a day.
And they say that is the biggest contributor to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's is sleep deprivation.
Oh, well, then this guy's safe for both.
Yeah.
Logan Paul became the WWE champion this weekend when he defeated Rey Mysterio Jr. for the United States Championship.
I'm not mad at that because Logan Paul is really good at what he does.
He is good.
It's not like when they gave it to David Arquette or whatever.
No.
I'm telling you, the documentary "You Can't Kill David Arquette" is a great documentary.
He's awesome.
And he does the crazy hardcore wrestling and stuff. It's bananas.
Yeah, but Logan Paul, I watched him at WrestleMania, and he is unbelievable the way he moves and the stuff that he does. And
He's one of the only videos I'll click on TMZ when they have like a Logan Paul wrestling thing. I'll watch it. I like to watch it.
He's better to me. He's better than some like wrestlers that are there full time,
Right.
as that's their occupation.
You ever see that guy on Instagram where he goes up to, or TikTok, I guess is, where he goes up to people and he says, "What do you do for a living?" But they're all famous people.
Yeah.
There's one now that the same guy goes up to Logan Paul, but it's a setup for a commercial. And he goes to Logan Paul and he goes, "What do you do for a living?" And he goes, "I am a boxer and I own a sports betting company." And he's like,
Jake
"How
Paul?
much?" Jake Paul, sorry. He goes, "How much are you worth?" And he goes, "I don't know. Forbes is 200 million, but I think it's more." They're so you want to hate them, but you like them both.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at those guys at all.
No, they're great.
Those kids were sitting in their mother's basement and they were like, "We're gonna conquer the world," and they did.
How about this? Lamb of God, they had their Headbangers boat charter cruise and made its way back to Miami with one less headbanger. The incident transpired on Friday, November 3rd. The morning, Norwegian Pearl was sailing near Bahamas on its way back to port in Miami. A search for the missing 41-year-old passenger who went overboard was quickly initiated. However, after a 9-hour search, the captain was forced to cancel the search and rescue mission, and the vessel resumed her course to Miami.
Isn't that the boat you guys just went on? The Pearl?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pearls, and when they do all the
Oh, man.
Hey, look, that's on you.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the water on that boat.
It's true. I didn't either.
We were inside, and
I will say I didn't realize that they can just call off the search like after a certain amount of time. They're like, all right.
I mean, what can you do? You're going to lose millions of dollars.
Show goes on, man. We got
Also, I
Sepultura
guarantee
coming up next.
Grandma!
Also, I guarantee look how metal I am. Dove overboard.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I forgot it's the metal. It was the metal cruise.
hey, Charlie dove over. I don't know what to tell you.
I wonder how different that was from the Burt cruise.
Oh, wow. I can't even imagine. So many chain wallets.
Everybody just gross everywhere.
A lot of big Jay Okersons.
A lot of black T-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How about this for some more metal news? Slipknot apparently dumped their drummer, Jay Weinberg, son of Max Weinberg.
I love the way you say it like it's the biggest news because you're a drummer, so you're so interested. And you're like,
No.
Slipknot drumped their drummer. And we're like, I get it. I'm just saying if
No,
I
you didn't let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Floor's yours.
And then they all committed suicide.
Oh,
No, but
on
listen.
the ship.
So Jay Weinberg, who replaced Joey Jordison in there, he's been there for like 10 years, whatever. They said they parted ways. They put it up on Instagram, did all this stuff, then took it all down.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So
saw
don't know
you
whether-
posted it.
Lawsuit.
So I don't know whether they really are doing that
No,
or they had
or-
a talk afterwards. Or
Like one guy called the other guy and goes, I told you not to put it up until
Yeah.
tomorrow.
No.
We didn't fire him yet.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with that. We'll see. Now, maybe you'll be interested in this one.
I was interested in that one. Just you were more interested.
Richie Sambora
Never heard of him.
says a Bon Jovi reunion could happen. When asked about a reunion for the group, Sambora, who is 64 now, said, there's talking been taking place. There's a documentary that's being done that the band, with the band and stuff, and I've participated in, and people want to come and see us play, and it's going to make everybody happy, the guitarist said. I mean, essentially, that's why you would do it at this point.
Yeah, do it.
He said that a couple of times. I guess there's a big festival coming up in London this year or maybe next year, and he's already committed to play that. And they say that'll be the start of
thought
what he
He's
does.
committed to play with Bon Jovi?
With Bon Jovi,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought the rumor was that John was deaf.
That's
and he
what I
couldn't
thought.
really sing
No.
because of that.
So I guess I don't know. No, I could say this now because it's pretty. But Dave Snake Sabo told me while he was here. I go, hey, off the air, tell me this, and he told me, and then I'll tell you now. I asked him. I said, I've seen John. There's things everybody knows he can't sing. I go, my theory is he's deaf because he's reading lines and all that. And he goes, no. He goes, it was his voice. He said, but he's had surgery on his voice, and he's saying he's hit notes now that he hasn't hit in 10 years. So, you know, those things are, if they're done correctly. So, and then he's had to sit this whole time. That's why they haven't done anything. You haven't seen him sit anything. So I think when they come back, they'll come back pretty strong. And the truth is that unless you're really, really, really shot like he was, you can get enough background. And that's the thing why Richie's so important to them, because Richie's going to carry the vocals here.
Right.
You don't realize how important somebody was until he's not there anymore. But my question is, do they get rid of Phil X?
Yeah, I don't know, because Phil X is great, but do they need him there? I mean, do you need that many
No,
other
because
guys?
you also got
And-
John Shanks in there playing guitar as well.
Right, so you don't need another guy that plays lead, you know, just to be standing up there and just to hang out. Like,
Yeah.
why are you paying Phil X? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but they're pretty loyal, so I don't know how that works out. But anyway, I
But
think
Phil knows he's a hired guy,
Yeah.
you know.
But I think that certainly I would love to see that, and I think me and the rest of the housewives around the world would be very happy if Richie came back. So
Yeah, a lot of switching around. You saw Mike Portnoy is back with Dream Theater, which is funny because they're like, "Oh, we're done." If you replace anybody in a band, you have to go. Eventually, they're going to come back. Eventually, that's going to happen, unless they're dead, like this next.
Or bands go out and they're like, we're changing our lead guitar, changing our lead singer, and they go out and they're like, yeah, it was fun, but we didn't make half the money we made when this guy was there. Time to settle our differences.
Right, that's why you always said Sebastian Bach must be the biggest dick in the world.
Biggest dick in the
Skid
world.
Row could be making all kind of money.
Skid Row would rather be poor than get back with Sebastian Bach.
I saw a video, and of course, everybody gets old, they change and stuff, but they had a video of Axl Rose with Guns N' Roses. It was from like 91 or 92.
I saw it compared.
And yeah, take me down to the... And he's nailing it, and he's got that gritty voice and stuff, and then they cut it to 2023, and he's like, take me down.
Literally like that.
Like he's all out of breath and trying to sing falsetto.
Listen, he's got an oxygen tank on the side of the stage. He goes
That's
over
true?
to but I don't think that's a bad thing.
All right,
When we saw him in Orlando, after every song he would go over and he'd put the mask on, he'd breathe, because I think that
Okay.
keeps him going. You know what I mean? I don't think it was.
Seems like a bad look.
He's also have one of the greatest memes of all time. Welcome to the jungle. Give me some cake.
The one with him and Mickey Rourke, where it's like two old lesbians that own a thrift store.
Better than that is the Vince Neil as the snow monster.
Listen, you guys want more metal news? I got more metal news for you.
All right.
Top memes of all time.
How about this? Mark my words, for Welcome to Rockville, they have not announced the lineup or anything. I guarantee, I'm to put it on record right now, Judas Priest will be one of the headliners.
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of oxygen off the side. Sammy Hagar thinks it's, quote, ugly that there hasn't been an Eddie Van Halen tribute show yet. I agree. With him. I can't
agree.
believe
But
Yeah.
you know, it's not. It's the kid that's holding it up.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Well-
he owns the. You know.
Wolfie says Alex is the guy that
Maybe
makes all
Alex,
the
yeah.
decisions. So I don't know whether
That
he's
makes
ready
sense.
to do it yet or what is going on.
Here's
but-
the deal. I'm going to tell you right now. If I die right now suddenly, which after Friday, you never
Yeah.
know,
Please don't.
the one thing that crushes me right now, like I believe that if I die now, I have enough money saved and enough money in insurance that my wife will never have to work again for the rest of her life, and my kids will be taken care of.
Oh, we're gonna have to play this tape.
Please don't.
Marking
dude.
it.
I
Mark it.
don't know why. I'm just stating. I don't want like somebody to be like, "Hey, we should do a tribute concert and raise some money for the family." Oh my God, that's the most embarrassing thing to me ever. There are certain things you do that for. I don't want to be the honoree of that. Like I don't want to. I'm telling you right now, I don't want that to happen if I die. Also, if I'm dead, do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie and Alex probably talked, and Eddie was like, "Man, I wouldn't want one of those." Then they got these guys that I don't even like trying to play my music. Boo. And Alex was like, "Nope, Eddie didn't want that." Or do you just go, Eddie's dead. Do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Make the world a happy place and do what you want to do. You're not making Eddie happy. He's dead.
Yeah.
Right. The thing is, it's for the fans.
Yeah.
It's 100% for the fans. So whether Alex, he may just be like, yeah, I don't want to do anything. My brother died, whatever. But if you look at it from the perspective of he was the biggest guitarist of all time, he's unbelievable, and he has so many fans that want some sort of closure to it or some sort of
Just let us say goodbye.
tribute to him.
The
Yeah.
Taylor Hawkins one
Yeah,
was
listen to
so
the CD.
huge, and like everybody talked about
It
it.
was great. It was perfect
Yeah.
timing.
How about
it closed
this?
it so they could
Right.
hire Josh Freese to be their drummer. Nobody was mad at him. You stole Taylor's spot. Anything like that. They moved on. And
Everybody was
totally
like,
fine.
"That was so awesome."
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my pitch. A 20-song show, 10 Sammy, 10 David Lee Roth, Alex, Wolfie, and revolving guitar players.
What about
to
Michael
play with.
Anthony?
Oh, and Michael Anthony, sorry,
Yeah.
and Sammy. Like all the Van Halen members except Gary Sharon.
I mean, really, if you really want to do it, but he will never do it because he loves his father, but he also doesn't want to be compared to his father and in the shadow
He
and
could
stuff.
let the kid play.
If you had Alex on drums, Michael Anthony on bass, and Wolfie playing guitar, and then you had Sammy and Dave switching off,
Yeah, but if you told me I'm going to go out and I'm going to see Steve Vai and all these people, Steve Vai will play with David Lee Roth, and Sammy will have a bunch of great guitarists filling it. Like that would be the greatest show ever.
Yeah.
To have both Van Halen singers and all these great caliber guitar players playing, I think it would fill stadiums
Also,
around the world.
I think the longer you wait, though, the less it's relevant.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like, does it make it more?
Well, you lose some of the luster of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, oh, Eddie died 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Now we're having this tribute show. It's kind of not the same.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I was sad the day he died, and I think I
too.
was more sad because I knew the kid would be just torn up.
So he died October 6th, 2020. So we're 3 years past it
Yeah.
now. So if you do the 5-year anniversary, do you do a 5-year show? You have 2 years to plan it right now. You do a 5-year show in October. I mean, you don't even have to necessarily do it on the date or anything like that, but you have 2 years to plan that and get that going. I mean, that'd be pretty huge, 5-year anniversary.
They used to say, like Sammy Hagar said in his book, that he got the Cabo Wabo tattoo because he used to wear Cabo Wabo T-shirts, and Eddie and Alex told him no, promoting your tequila on tour, so he got the tattoo, so he can't do anything. I just don't understand that. If you came out with a tattoo, with a tequila, and it started getting a little ground, I'd be like, Spanish, sell that goddamn tequila. Let's make some money. Oh, yeah. And I don't even mean for me, for you. And it became so big. I like, how are you not happy about that?
I don't know. I do, like, I can understand the argument of, like, this is our art versus this is something that we're trying to make money off of.
But also,
I just didn't grow up like that. Like,
but also, I think the big thing is you're Van Halen and you're huge and all this stuff, and then Sammy comes in and people love Sammy, and then they start calling it Van Hagar. That's got to get a little bit to you where you're like, hey, we're Van Halen. Like, you know, what? And then,
but if I'm Eddie, I know if I step away, it falls apart.
Yeah.
Right, but I think you start looking at it as Sammy's fault. Meanwhile, you love this guy. You wanted him in the band. He gets in the band. You become huge doing all this stuff. Now he's getting some credit for it, and you're like, well, we're the guys, though.
And you're using this as a vehicle to pitch your tequila to people.
Which, by the way, I have no idea if any of that's true. I'm just saying.
It seems like it,
could be.
Yeah.
You know.
Listen, if you have that audience, pitch them some stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
And Sammy's turned that into a whole thing of his Cabo Wabo people and his bar and all that. And people love that stuff. Look at Jimmy Buffett made a whole lifetime out of it. I don't know. I don't get that jealousy and anger. Oh, go to them and say, hey, I'll cut you guys in. You know, do nothing and I'll cut you guys in.
Finally, news. Did anybody watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction?
No.
I didn't even know it was this weekend.
Yeah, it went down Friday night at live stream on Disney Plus. I have some of the highlights that happened. So for Sheryl Crow, actress Laura Dern introduced Sheryl Crow and
Makes
called.
sense.
Sheryl Crow performed with the help of Olivia Rodrigo, Stevie Nicks, and Pete Frampton.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Willie Nelson performed with Crow, Dave Matthews, Chris Stapleton, and he was inducted. Matthews was the one who did the honors for Willie.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. Andrew Ridgely from Wham inducted George Michael.
Called it.
Miguel, Adam Levine, and Carrie Underwood performed in his honor. They say that Adam Levine did a good job on Faith, not the Limp Bizkit.
The fact that they didn't have Fred Durst is a slap in the face.
Pretty crazy. Get this, Tom Morello was the only member from Rage Against the Machine to attend the ceremony.
They're all too cool. All too cool.
I like it.
They were inducted by Ice-T.
That's pretty cool.
That makes sense. So they don't even show up for it?
Yeah.
Lame.
So stupid.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Because they're against the corporations, the machine.
Yeah.
They rage against it.
Yeah, but out of all of them, Tom seems to rage the most against the machine.
Yeah, but he also is the guy, you know what I mean?
He's like
yeah.
the guitar guy in the community. Type.
By the way, his son, Robert Trio, his son plays bass for Suicidal Tendencies. He's amazing. Tom Morello's son was doing sound check and played, and holy cow.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Bass
really
in the
good.
blood.
No, guitar, and he's doing the doing all the stuff that Tom Morello does, all the different weird sounds and everything.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But yeah, that's so weird that the other guys that says he was the only member of Rage to attend the ceremony.
To me, it seems right in their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Well, they might have all been in South America building huts. for
Yeah,
people.
right. Exactly. Yeah.
Kate Bush was not able to attend the ceremony. She was too
sorry,
busy
Mo.
with
What
Mo.
could she be doing?
Didn't say why. Didn't say why. She was shooting.
She's still
Mo's
running
new
up the
movie.
hill.
She was inducted by Big Boy from Outkast.
Oh man!
And they were like, "Hey, she's not going to come. Get the one person that doesn't care about her."
This makes sense. St.
From
Vincent.
from Thunder Alley to
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
St. Vincent sang "Running Up That Hill" in her honor, but push. She shouldn't have been.
Who else?
The Equalizer, a.k.a. Queen Latifah, introduced Missy Elliott, the first female rapper ever inducted. She closed out the show with a medley that included Get Your Freak On, Snap, 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 The Rain, Super Duper Fly, Work It, Pass That Dutch, and Lose Control.
She had so many hits. when I was younger.
And
So
she's
many hits.
produced so
Yeah.
many hits. That's the big thing that she's done.
The Spinners didn't perform at the induction.
Is there 90?
New Edition took the stage and did a medley of their hits.
Bobby Brown?
Does not say Bobby Brown. It says New Edition, so I don't know whether he was with them. I mean, I think
Spinners have a lot of hits.
Elton John's longtime songwriter, Bernie Taupin, was inducted into the Musical Excellence category. Elton inducted him, then performed Tiny Dancer for him. Shaka Khan, and Al Cooper got Musical Excellence Awards. DJ Kool Herc and guitarist Link Ray got the Musical Influence Award. Soul Train co-founder Don Cornelius received the Ahmet Erdogan Award. And Jimmy Page made a surprise appearance to induct Link Ray and performed in his honor.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jimmy Page loved Link Ray.
Yeah.
I watched the great video, which is old. You probably have seen it 100 times. Please don't send it to me. I'm talking about it right now. It means I already have seen it. The Queen coming out in a meeting. It was Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton, and somebody else, another
Jeff
great
Beck?
guitar player. I don't think so. It was somebody more popular. But she comes out and the guy's like, who else would it be? I don't know. But she's like, a pleasure to meet you.
Pete Townsend?
No, it was. Brian May. I think.
Brian May. Yeah.
And I think so. And then she
Queen
says,
meets Queen.
"Yeah, I'm with the band." And she's like, "Okay, whatever." And then she looks at Jimmy Page and she goes, "And do you play guitar as well?" And he goes, "I do. I'm with Led Zeppelin." And he's like, "Nice to meet you." And Brian May, whoever it was, leans in and goes, "He's probably the greatest guitarist of all time." And she's like, "Oh, isn't that nice?" And then she turns to the next guy and you, and he's like, "I'm Eric Clapton. Nice to meet you." She had no idea who any of those people
It
were.
was both
so
of them.
funny.
Brian May and Jeff Beck were both there.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
can't remember. It's so funny. Yeah. And then Eric Clapton's like, she had no idea who he was. And they're all English guys, you know?
Did you ever see the video of the guy, the Queen's Guard, whatever, with the hat and stuff, whatever, and he's doing a selfie video, and it says first day on the job, and he's smiling, and then he turns like this, and the Queen's right there behind him, and she just looks at the camera. And then it's like,
Oh, no.
first day, last day, you're done.
Those guys are legit, man. If you go, you watch them, they're straight faced. They'll
I like it.
They don't. If you take pictures, they'll let you take a picture, but you can't get too close to them, and they will take that sword out and smash it on the ground. They do not mess around. You can go to YouTube and watch the Beefeater videos, and the people, the American people, and some of the tourists that get too close and touch them, and they yell at them.
I love the ones that walk in front of them and they just push them in the back. If you're a guy and they push your girlfriend, you're like, yeah, well, she should have been there. I
Like
don't
to
know.
fight a whole army.
Yeah.
When we went to see the Sistine Chapel, they had the Swiss Guard there, and they have the spears. And I'll never forget some guy. You're not supposed to take photos while you're in there.
Silenzo!
Some guy took his phone out and started taking photos, and the guy put his spear near him, and I was like, "Is this really really about to happen?" Yeah.
Smuggled it out. John Calter
Yeah,
filmed the whole Sistine Chapel.
Allegedly.
You go in there, it's not nearly as big as you think it is. You're in this little room, and they don't want you to
Jam
talk.
packed. You're jam
Jam
packed.
packed. They don't want you to talk. They want you to be quiet, respect the room. And then when people get loud, they yell, "Silenzo!"
Yeah.
And my grandmother went to confession over there because they had a priest in there. And I was like, you gotta do it. You say you go to confession in the Sistine Chapel. So she went over there, and we all wanted to take pictures, but we didn't want to get yelled at. And then my brother secretly boop, boop, shot it all.
That's cool.
Yeah, spy cameras.
That is it for news.
All right, Galvin, thank you.
Got it.
If you'd like to get through and talk to us on this show, unless your name is Medicine Man, 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. On Friday, we announced we have a Christmas show coming up on December 16th. That's happening at the Floridian Social Club. There are two shows, and as how you doing? As I predicted, the Naughty Show is selling extremely well, and the Nice Show is selling slow, and that's because people think that the Nice Show is going to be nice and missing out. It's just a gimmick. It's just to have two shows with two different names. Lynn Koplitz is headlining both shows. Matt Fernandez is performing. There'll be musical acts. There'll be surprise guests. I don't want to give too much of it away. There'll be bits and skits and prizes and all that stuff. It'll be a fun night. It'll be a good way for us to end the year with the Christmas party. It's the Calta Christmas Extravaganza. Two shows at the Floridian Social Club. Tickets are available at theboneonline.com. There's tables where you can buy a whole table for four. Tickets start at like $49. They're pretty cheap. We keep them as low as we can all the time. There's VIP boxes available if you want to take your company there for like a work party or something. We even have some GA tickets. So get in there and get it. Buy them up now and get them before you're getting crappy seats or before it's sold out. You're gonna want to go. It's gonna be a good time. There's certain things you can tell my enthusiasm is not great about. This one was my idea. It's gonna be a fun time. That is happening on December 16th. Tickets are available at theboneonline.com. We'll take a break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. $8:22 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Benchmade Day is Saturday, November 11th at Shark Coast Tactical. Benchmade knives are some of the best knives on the planet, and Shark Coast Tactical are the only Benchmade dealers in the whole area. And for the first time ever in Shark Coast history, they're doing free laser engraving with the purchase of Benchmade knives. You can get logos, names, dates, anything you want on it. Have you ever seen the operation that they have over there for the engraving? Have you gone back there?
It is a beautiful operation.
Lori, who is one of the owners of Shark Coast, she runs that whole engraving thing in the back. I always call it the sweatshop. I'm kidding, because you walk back there, it's just a bunch of people with their heads down doing work. They got all these machines set up, and they do laser engraving on the guns. And they do most of it for manufacturers that are buying, like, say you got a gun with the American flag on it. They do it and they send it out. They'll do 3,000 of them and send them to the company, and the company sells them. But they do custom laser engraving there, and the team will do the engraving on your knife on the spot. Shark Coast has never done anything like this before. You don't want to miss Benchmade Day this Saturday, November 11th. And you know the shop is open, slinging freedom from 10 to 6 daily, closed on Sunday, and open online 24/7 at the website, sharkcoasttactical.com. They are right there on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. It's a bigger, more awesome store. If you haven't been in there, you can find them on all the social media. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on this show. And if you could pick up my Glock while you're there, that'd be great. I got to get out there. I'm just running out of days. I'd love to go this weekend, but I can't. We got so much going on. Friday night, we have the pub crawl. Friday day, we have the liquid lunch at Coco's in Indian Rocks Beach. And then Saturday, Pipple Toddler is playing Saturday night. Maybe Saturday morning, I'll get up and drive down there.
Hell yeah.
Promises.
Nobody has anything to benefit except me. So, I don't know. I wouldn't mind. I like a knife, too.
Yeah.
So,
I love those
maybe I'll
knives.
get a knife.
Yeah.
Who said it? You said I love a knife?
I love knives, yeah.
I love a knife, too, but Bobby bought me this knife that once I have one now, I don't think...
I know.
It's weird. It's flat, and it looks like it's falling apart. Like, it looks like there should be a case on it. And I was like, what is this? And you open it up, and it has like a samurai blade on it. Dude, it's badass.
Oh, he was
said
showing me, yeah.
all the Japanese people carry it. I love it. I keep it right next to my bed. I've used it to cut open a lot of things.
I have the Switchblade one that Will gave me. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, it's got the serrated edge, too.
Oh, yeah. I like a good knife.
What is the, there is a knife, it's a, what is it called? Stingray or something like that, where it has CO2. So whenever you stick in the blade and you hit a button and it has CO2, so
Oh,
yeah.
That's
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'll
want to
take
say either like Navy or Marines or somebody carry that. It's a, I think it's called Stingray something. But yeah, but could you imagine getting stabbed and you're like, this is terrible, and then they hit the CO2. This is even worse.
Oh, man. Your side blowing up.
Blows your kidney out of your back. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. Did you ever get that that handmade knife from that Robert Kelly was trying to get you? No.
I was
Those
trying to
are
get it
nice.
for him.
Oh,
Right,
that's
the
right.
guy who makes them
Yeah.
and sells out immediately, right?
Man, those are nice.
Will helped me out because remember when Bobby got robbed online? He spent $500 buying a, what is that knife called? Damn it. Microtech. And he got robbed. And then I said, Will, can we get one of those Microtechs for Bobby? He was like, oh, yeah, well, we got them. So anyway, knives.
Yeah, we'll be out
That's
there.
it.
We'll see that.
One of the things I missed in news, I forgot to talk about. So Marvel is saying that they're going to bring back the original Avengers with Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.
I heard that. I don't know why.
Yeah, which Black Widow and Iron Man are dead.
Yeah. But in
I don't
the
know.
original universe, which now is all blown, yeah.
In the multiverse,
Yeah.
they're
However
still
we can
alive.
make the money. Which universe do we make the most
Yeah.
money? Let's go there.
So Bob Iger, or I think that's his, how you say it, Bob Iger is back, and apparently he is behind the new Daredevil trailer that's rated R, and they want to put out a whole bunch of Marvel stuff that is the darker side.
Is it a
because-
new Daredevil movie?
No, it's a
Series.
show.
Series,
Yeah. It's probably going to be trash, but at least it's
I don't
rated
know.
R.
Wait, it's different from the last one?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
What happened to those
Disney.
people?
Yeah, Disney wants to redo it all. I know.
Um,
Did you guys ever watch Moon Knight? No. That was pretty good because it was rated R and there was a lot of blood and violence.
That was the one with
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, that looked weird.
Yeah, it was weird because he's schizophrenic, but it was good. It was violent at least.
I do want to say, though, that I want to go on record as saying Ben Affleck is my Batman.
Really?
How dare you?
Christian Bale's my Batman.
Robert
different.
Pattinson is my Batman.
Different Batman. Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh,
Ooh,
he's the
Robert
best.
Pattinson.
He's just
Yeah.
walking.
They've all done
Dude,
good.
that I've watched that movie so many times.
All
I
he
love
does is
it.
walk. He does
He does
everywhere.
walk a lot. I fast forward through the song.
I love Michael Keaton, but it was weird for me to see Michael Keaton as Batman because he's funny. You know what I mean? So it was weird. George Clooney was kind of boring. Val Kilmer, not great. Whatever. Yeah, Christian Bale was good.
He was good.
Dark Batman.
Totally different though. Like it's a Nolan
Yeah.
Batman. It was great. He was great. The story was different and it was good.
I would say that I thought Affleck is the best Bruce Wayne.
If you're gonna show me another Batman movie and you say who do you want it to be, I'd say I wanted to be Ben Affleck, and I wanted to be Ben Affleck. If they made a new Batman
Like a
movie,
standalone?
like if they made a Batman and Robin movie right now, I would want Ben Affleck to play Batman.
I like Ben Affleck in almost everything.
I thought he was good. I like the Christian Bale better.
Yeah, and I agree with whoever just said it. He's the best Bruce Wayne. That's why.
Yeah.
That's the best Bruce Wayne.
Christian Bale was pretty good.
He was too dark for me.
When he buys the restaurant, and he shuts down the
forgot about
ballet.
that. Yeah,
just
that
to
was
be a
pretty
dick.
good.
Yeah.
I love those Batman movies with what's his face?
Robert Pattinson won Twilight. Get out of here.
I loved it. I thought it was great because it's when he first becomes Batman, but he like doesn't really want to kill anybody, but he's a great detective and people don't really know who he is. And then that scene where he's holding the light and everybody's following the safety, that was the turn.
Enjoy it. I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
And he's still moody because his parents passed away. You know, like that's what you expect from Bruce Wayne. Like be all mopey and stuff.
I also love Twilight though.
Yeah,
so.
so
Twilight is good.
I'm looking forward to the new Joker.
Me
I think that'll be good.
too.
Completely different movie. The Killer, which is Michael Fassbender, which is coming out on Netflix, where he is a hired killer.
I'm very excited
looks
for that.
really good.
I think Lady Gaga is going to ruin the Joker movie.
I don't know though.
That's the
She's
problem.
pretty
She
good.
Yeah.
She's
Was
pretty
she?
good at crazy.
Was she?
Yeah.
Was the other chick? The other chick was hot, but
I
she
didn't
was
think she was
terrible.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Lady Gaga is a good actress, and I think she's going to be the right amount of weird, and I think that's perfect for Joker.
I hope so.
And I think also that if Joker was to be in a movie with Batman, I would want him to be with Christian Bale.
Yeah?
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, I think those two minds would be those two acting skills together would be great.
I thought it was supposed to connect to the Robert
I thought so,
Pattinson
too.
one eventually.
That I won't.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
Not that I won't like it. I just don't think it would be
Really
as
weird.
good. It would be as because it's one's like a comic book and the other one's a movie.
Yeah.
Pattinson's like a comic book.
Well, they're following the story. It's the Killing Joke story where Batman ends up killing what's his name, the detective's daughter. I can't think of his name.
Gordon.
Gordon. Yeah. He kills. Joker gets him to kill his daughter
By
and it's
accident.
Like, yeah. It's like a whole
who
thing.
who was Batgirl in the TV show?
Yeah. So if
so
that's
confusing.
following this, that'll be cool to see. Joaquin Phoenix is amazingly take down Batman.
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz should be.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, give
in
her
every
own
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let her play whatever role she wants.
Oh.
Yeah. Let her be Batman.
Oh, dude.
I was watching an interview with Dan Patrick this weekend. He was on a podcast, and I like Dan Patrick a lot. And he said, "Oh man, there's a Jesuit coach hitting the player. Look, watch. Boom! Oh. But you know what though? I mean, that was kind of a big punch, but I've seen a lot of coaches smack the heads of
That's
helmets.
That's a
a
punch,
fist.
though. Listen, you grab the face mask, pull him in, say, "What are you doing?" Blah blah. That's football.
Yeah.
Or even open hand is still a little much, but not good.
But he pulled it back. Like he gave him a punch, but pulled
yeah,
it
because
back.
he probably hurt his hand.
I think
You're
it
an idiot,
was
you
just
know?
I think that was a frustrated coach just smacking a kid in the head. I don't know
If that's your kid, you'd be like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
I
frustrated.
would.
Yeah.
You'd
Listen,
lose your mind.
I've said to my son's coaches when he played football, I said, I give you both permission to hit Joey in any means necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just, when they're in their hands, they're in their hands. And there's certain trenches that you're in with the coaches where you just get to that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't look as bad
For
as
high
it did
school
when
kid,
I
that's
heard
a
about
bad
it.
look right there.
It is a bad look, but it's also that relationship.
Part of the game.
Like if the kid complained about it, it's a different story. But if the kid's like, "Nah, it's my coach, man. That's what he does."
If you're going to punch a kid in front of the whole stadium like that,
Yeah.
then what happens when parents
Closed
aren't
doors,
around
yeah.
and
Okay,
it's you and
but
the kid?
so let me ask you: if he open-handed it, would it have been okay?
No.
And when he comes off the
Depends.
field and he screwed something up and you smack him in the head like that, you don't care? I mean, you care?
The visual, no. That visual, he literally, to me, it looks like he turns and tries to punch a kid in the head.
But he pulled it back. Like, I think he was just giving him a whack. You know what I mean? I don't know. I heard it and I was like, you don't do that. That's stupid. Then I saw it and I was like,
I don't
get
mind
it.
coaches being tough on kids, especially at the high school level.
You're talking to a guy who used to get his ass kicked by nuns. So
Yeah, so that doesn't bother me, but I mean that's a little much.
if you didn't have a helmet on, I would have been a little bit pissed
oh
off.
yeah, if you didn't have a helmet on,
Yeah,
then
you punched
it's-
my kid in the head, we got a problem. You punch
Yeah.
his helmet, that's on you.
I just wonder what happens when parents aren't around, if that's what's going on, you know.
Anyway, sorry. I was watching Dan Patrick over the weekend, and he was a guest on somebody else's podcast, and he really felt this as an interviewer who talks to people. I don't know. I think if Dane Cook was here, I would ask him about his face still, because I would have been looking at him and I would have been able to say to him, look at your head, Like, I don't have the fear in that case of being able to ask people stuff. It gets uncomfortable sometimes, but for some reason, the uncomfortableness of each interview makes me more excited to do it. And I'm not the guy that's going to say things to people just to get them mad, although I have done that before, Michael Rappaport. But I mean, for the most part, I just ask what I'm thinking, which I think everybody's thinking. So they said to Dan Patrick, he interviewed O.J. Simpson, and he said, O.J.'s on. We're sitting there right next to each other, and we're talking about USC and college football and this, that, the other thing, all football talk. And then we took a break, and we went to the break. O.J. leans in and said, you think I did it? And I said, did what? He said, do you think I killed those two people? And he said, and I took a second, I stopped and go, yeah, I think you did. And he was like, okay. And they just carried on. And I thought, I would probably do the same thing. Uncomfortable, but you have to be honest, you know?
Yeah, I know what you would do. Save it for the air, OJ. We gotta come back and go. Now, OJ asked me a question. Right. You want to ask me the question again, OJ?
Or I would answer an OJ, and when we came back, I would have been like, when we went to break, OJ, you just asked me. Yeah, I say a hard time, but I guess it's what I really want to do. I want everything to play out over the air. So it's why we don't bring guests in here before we're on the air and all that stuff. I want everything, even if a guest walked in and said, this place is a dump, I'd want it to be on the air. Or if people walk in and say, oh, this is great, I want it to be on the air. I just want it to be real, you know?
If they walked in and said, you need a few more items.
Yeah.
Do you think I did it? I don't know. Are you armed right now?
Yeah.
I think OJ is so proud that he got away with it.
Yeah.
That he doesn't care about saying anything.
Yeah.
Like he knows
Or
what
it.
his fame is now. Or he got away with it and probably, I mean, I don't know. He if I saw my wife having sex with somebody else, I might flip out and kill everybody too.
By the way, OJ is banging women that he would not have banged before he was accused of murder.
It's crazy.
Probably. Before he was accused of killing women.
Yeah.
Right. There are women now that are like, oh, that's OJ Simpson. I'm going to sleep with him because they know him from allegedly killing his wife.
Jesus Christ. Look who's on TV again.
Oh, your boy.
Titus O'Neil. What horrible thing is he doing right now?
Metropolitan Ministries.
The nerve.
Titus is on TV with the guy from Metropolitan Ministries. Their holiday tent opens today. This is one of the things that, thankfully, I think this community always steps up and helps out. But it starts Thanksgiving time. It really does. I mean, there's a lot of people that I've gone down there. I volunteered during the holidays before. They had a media day where they asked people from the media to come on down there, and I was happy to do it. And the setup that they have down there, and if I can tell you, I'll tell you what it is. And I'll tell you why I think it's so great. They set up a shopping mart, almost like a supermarket. They have shelves here that this is where the vegetables are, this is where the turkeys are, this is where and then each person that goes in there gets a voucher, and I guess it's based on the side of their family, and they get a shopping cart, and they go shopping, and then they check out with the voucher on the way out. And the reason why I think that that's so important is the dignity that goes along with it. You don't want anything to feel like a handout. These people aren't coming in there and begging. They need a hand. They need some help. They want to have good holidays for their kids. And Metropolitan Ministries runs it the right way. If you're ever looking to donate or volunteer time, you would not be wrong by doing it with Metropolitan Ministries.
Now, you were saying that he better not show up for our food drive.
Better not. I don't want him there at all. I'm the star at our food drive, not you, Titus O'Neil. But I might feel like I have to say this. I love Titus O'Neil. I'm busting his balls.
Doesn't sound like it.
My favorite thing ever was when he was on the air with us, and Gio said, Titus, do you think you're a good college football player? Because I just said he was mediocre. Best answer ever, though.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I mean, you can say I'm a mediocre player, but I don't know how because the people I played against are Hall of Famers. Well, that's a pretty good answer.
He's in the Gators Ring of Honor.
Is he?
Gator Pit.
Hall of Fame.
Did they put him in now, though, after he became famous for doing nothing?
I think they call it the Gatorade.
The Gatorade.
They put him in after he got famous for falling under the ring?
Yeah, probably.
His most famous move in all of wrestling.
I think he's a great person, personally.
He is a great person, and his celebrity that he has, he's so unselfish with it. He's out there just trying to help out other people. He opened up he has a school. They have a school that they opened up in Tampa with his name on it. And he's out there today trying to get as much attention to Metropolitan Ministries. We are doing our food drive, and we're doing it on the 17th. Is that right? The 16th or the 17th? No, so it's the last. God damn it! I mean,
I'm sure
No one
just like
tells us
Titus,
anything.
we can get Mr. Beast and Dave Bautista to show up.
I bet it's the 17th. We're going to be out at the Walmart on Dale Mabry and 275, and we'll be out there for the entire show and the entire day with all the other Cox radio stations, and we'll be broadcasting live. I got something to unveil that day.
Oh, yeah?
I'll tell you off the air, but let's keep it a little secret. I'll unveil it that day.
Okay.
Yeah. Our new video guy. What? I'm kidding. I just saw you looking at me. I felt the pressure.
Joe without a hat.
It's the statue he bought from the auction.
By the way, we went out to the truck and we saw the statue.
We did.
And we attempted to get it out, but it's very heavy.
I gotta. Once you open it, you just slide it out.
Yeah, it's bigger than Joe.
Is it bigger than Joe?
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
mean, it's close.
Like,
And what is it? What is the
It's a
statue of?
butler.
it's
like a little Italian butler guy, like a waiter.
I think we should put a dirty leather jacket and a weed hat on it.
yes.
For sure. For sure.
Yes.
Make it look like Joe.
Yeah. Set it in the corner.
Pap, pap, pap.
Yeah.
We could mount that video camera to the statue.
Oh,
Like he's holding it?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be pretty funny.
the eye of Pap.
Yeah, I got it from Capitol Pond this weekend.
It looks great. It's going to be great.
I wanted the Bogart, but Steve Yarrett put me out of
Oh,
business.
not cool.
Before we go to break, I want to tell you about Superheat and Air. As you know, today, if you've gone outside, it's pretty chilly outside. And that's because the weather in this town fluctuates. One day it's 50, one day it's 80. And it goes back and forth and back and forth. And then eventually you're going to be putting on the heat one day and the air another day. Are you ready for both? Is your system ready to make the switch back and forth? Have you had a clean and tune done at all? At all? You need to call Superheat and Air and let them come on out and get you and make sure you are ready to turn the heat on. If today is the first morning you put it on, you may smell some burning. That's not good. That's dust and stuff settled on your coils. And when they heat up, it smells like the house is on fire. Now you have to wonder, is my house on fire or do I just need to call Superheat and Air? Superheatandair.com for all of your needs. In fact, I have to call them because I have one of those when you put the filter in, one of those doors I didn't even know
Filter door.
existed,
Oh.
except it dropped open. And there's no filter
terrifying.
in it. I don't know if I'm supposed to have a filter in there or not, but I don't know what's going on. If you have questions like me or if you need a new unit, you know that you can get a new unit installed today and make no payments for 12 months. That is, I'm sorry, that's not right. It's 12 plus 6 is 18 months. No interest and no payments for 18 months from Superheat and Air. You can go to the website, superheatandair.com. You can schedule online or you can give them a call and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. We'll take a quick break. We got some stuff to give away. We'll do that next on 102.5 The Bone.
You gotta keep them separated.
It is 8:51 of the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. So many things to remind you about. I'm going to run through them real quick. Friday, we got a liquid lunch, and it's happening at Coco's Crush Bar in Indian Rocks Beach. I'll be out there as well as Roger and Brett and Monica. Happy birthday, by the way, to Monica. Today is her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
And I'm sure a bunch of other people from the station will be stopping by. And it's a big Veterans Day liquid lunch out there on Friday. And then later on that night, we'll be doing a pub crawl in Clearwater Beach for the first time. This is all rescheduled from the time the hurricane was here. Looking forward to doing both of those things on Friday. And then Saturday, Pipple Toddler is playing at the Stockyard in Holiday. That all happening this weekend. Then later on in December, we have our Christmas show, the Calta Christmas Extravaganza, 2 shows, December 16th at the State Theater, which is now the Floridian Social Club. Tickets are available at theboneonline.com, and it is selling like, as the kids say, it's selling like hotcakes. I don't know what kids are saying that.
They say that.
From the
I've heard
20s,
that.
maybe.
Yeah. No, they say it.
I'd eat a hot cake right now.
I
I'm not
love-
even really sure
yeah.
what that is, but
I
I'd
think
eat
it's
it.
a pancake, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess a
Right?
pancake.
Yeah.
It's a hot
delicious.
cake.
Oh, I love them so much.
Can't eat them.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much.
Well, they're not made of meat, are they? I thought we were
They're
just cutting
not.
the meat
Yes.
out.
Thank you, Jill. We're back in.
No sugar, no meat. Well, some.
No meat. You
No,
just
no,
ate
no,
a bunch
some
of
meat.
Okay.
All right. I don't need everybody jumping all over me.
I didn't even
Trying,
having
okay?
steak on Friday.
That steak was
It
beautiful.
was good. Yeah.
That was really a gift. That
That was
steak.
very nice of them. And,
That was,
and you.
Barbecue Love Fest, and the guys from the Brisket Shop and Primo Grills just here, just getting us all spoiled. Those 2 giant tomahawks cooked perfectly.
So good.
What do we got today?
Chimichurri sauce.
Got anything today?
I got nothing.
Spanish, run to Prime Butcher and get us some bombs.
I'm down. Some torpedoes.
Torpedoes, yeah.
Pork torpedoes.
We got lunch today.
By the way, Joe, don't eat the chimichurri sauce. It was sitting in there all week.
All right. All right.
I want to tell you about my friends at Zero Res because you know that everybody that's coming to your house for Thanksgiving, you're going to want to get your house super clean. So either before, in order to get it in shape, and then probably after because of the rotten kids spilling stuff on your carpets, you're going to need Zero Res either before, after, or both. You can give them a call right now at 813-375-9960. Mention me, Mike Calta, and you can get 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $129. And you know Zero Res, they do with their patented ZR water, and that means they come in there with no harsh chemicals, so it's safe for your kids, it's safe for your pets, but yet still gets things insanely clean without the residue. When you're done with your carpets, they're soft, fluffy, they dry quicker. I know this because they've been cleaning my carpets here for some 6 years now. And then they do other stuff. They do upholstery. They do anything flat. They can come in and get your throw rugs, area rugs, anything that you have. They can get it insanely clean and do it without the harsh chemicals. If you need somebody to come on out to your place, give them a call, 813-375-9960, or easily schedule online at ZeroResTampa.com. Hit them up. Mention me, Mike Calta. 3 rooms of carpet clean for $129. It is Zero Res. Now, Carmen,
Yes.
earlier in the show today,
Yeah.
you told me we had tickets to go see Chris Young. Is
no.
that right?
Yes.
Somebody Young?
Yeah.
They're going to be at the Sound.
Yes.
And I believe you get passes to the View.
Ooh.
I read the emails. I read the emails. I know what's going on in this joint.
I just read the highlighted part.
I understand. And then we also have tickets. Don't look at it. Tell us who the other artist is.
By the way, real quick, not to interrupt, but The View, not the TV show with the
Oh,
ladies.
thank God.
No.
Yeah, no.
Thank God.
Barbara
area.
Walters is there.
No, the good area. I mean, it's all good,
That's
whatever,
nice.
but it has like a special area off to the side there where you're.
No Joy Behar in there.
Watching
No,
Thank
no,
God.
No.
So, Carmen, who is the other artist?
The Yokester?
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
his name?
Him. Yoki. Yoki
Yoki.
Yoker.
Yoki.
Come on, give it a good shot.
Yogi.
Yokers. Yokum.
Yeah.
Yokim.
You got it.
Yogan.
What'd you call him this morning?
Yukahum.
Cohan.
Yoakum.
Dwight.
Yoakum.
Dwight.
Yoakum. Listen, it's not spelled like yolk, and I've never heard of him.
Well, Dwight Yakamoto is going to be here.
Right.
Thank
We
you.
got Dwight
Yakum.
Oakham. We got Chris Young. You'll have your chance to win those tickets right now. A little bit of Redneck Bingo. Here we go.
You better redneckignize. You better redneckignize. It's Redneck Bingo.
All right. We got several contestants on the line. I've got the artist and his name. You might have heard of him, Jason Aldean.
All right.
Jason Aldean. What do we got for Jason Aldean? Galvin, take it over.
Jason Aldean, I'm going to go with Dirt.
Dirt. You like the dirt.
Yeah.
Spanish?
I'm going to go with love.
Gio?
Bar.
Carmen?
Jason Aldean is going to say lights.
Lights. All right. Hi, is this Jeff?
Hey,
Hi, Jeff. We've got Jason Aldean. We've got dirt, love, bar, and lights. What would you like to add to that?
let's try truck.
Truck, a good old one. All right, I'm going to put you on hold, sir. And we've got 1 minute on the clock for this Jason Aldean song, which is called Let Your Boys Be Cowboys. I think that's what it says. 1 minute on the clock. Let Your Boys Be Country. Sorry, Let Your Boys Be Country. Jason Aldean. Looking for dirt, love, bar, lights, truck.
Let your boys be country. Let them keep that red dirt on.
Dirt! Dirt right out of the gate. Congratulations, Jeff. You are a winner. I like that. All right. Dirt. So what is it, Galvin?
Dirt.
Dirt. There you go.
He always says Dirt. He says Dirt a lot.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't pay attention.
Dirt Road Anthem. Playing in the dirt. Let your kids get in the dirt.
Is he the small town guy?
Yeah,
Guy, the
yeah,
small
yeah,
town?
yeah.
Okay.
Small town dirt.
Yeah.
It's like his song is called "Not Quite the N-Word."
Yeah.
He's trying to be Morgan Wallen.
So I went to his restaurant in Pigeon Forge. The nachos were delightful.
Who? Jason Aldean?
Jason Aldean, yeah.
Pigeon
Nacho
nachos?
day.
Pigeon nachos?
Yeah, of course.
Pigeon nachos. All right, our next artist is called Dylan Scott, like our engineer.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan Scott. Galvin, what do we got for Dylan Scott?
He's going to say night.
Oh, like in Shining Armor?
No, night, like nighttime, like the opposite of day.
All right, Spanish?
He is going to say party.
Party. Okay. Gio?
He's going to say jean shorts.
Jorts or no?
How about boots?
Boots. Okay. Carmen?
He's going to say eyes.
Eyes. Okay. Hi, Adam. How are you doing?
Not too bad, sir.
All right, the artist Dylan Scott, and we've got night, party, boots, and eyes. What would you like to add to that?
Well, let's try girl.
Girl. All right, I'm going to put you on hold, sir. We already had one winner. Hopefully we walk away with more. Hold on for you, and I will turn it back over to Dylan Scott with his song, This Town's Been Too Good to Use.
You want to put your glasses on? Or?
No, it cuts it off because of the... Oh, shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
That's all of us should shut up, so you just said shut ups.
This town's been too good to you, to us, not to you, to us. This town's been too good to us. By Dylan Scott. Maybe I need my glasses. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go.
Gave us that hilltop place to park. Gave us some girls that stole her hearts.
Girls. Is that what he said, girl? Yeah.
Gave us some girls. The way we live and the way
Thank
we
you.
talk.
This has been one of the most successful ones. We had 2 winners, and we've only had to hear 8 seconds of this music. I like it. Beautiful. Let's do one more. One more. Oh, man. This is a good one. This guy is Owen Riegling.
Okay.
Owen Riegling. Galvin, what are we going to get from Owen?
I know nothing about him, so I'm going to go with Baby.
Baby. All right. Spanish?
I am
Spanish. Oh, my God. Look, everybody look at Spanish. You look just like the lesbian from Scooby-Doo today. What's your
Velma?
name? Velma.
Yeah.
What's that? Put a turtleneck on that thing.
Yep. Oh, that's so funny.
You want to hang out in my van?
No. All right, what do you got?
Lesbian.
No. Come on. Owen Riegling is not going to say lesbian.
Owen Riegling is going to say friend.
Friend. All right. Gio?
Guitar.
Guitar. Okay. Let me go to line 14 and we'll
Carmen.
I don't get to play.
Carmen.
Oh, yeah, Carmen, sorry.
I'm going to say sky.
Sky. Okay. Hi, Ray. How you doing? Hi, Ray. How you doing?
Oh.
Bye, Ray.
Looking for change.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
Doing great, Mike. How are you?
All right, Kathy. It's Owen Riegling. We've got Baby, Friend, Guitar, and Sky.
Let's try girl again.
Girl, put it in there. Lock it in. I'm going to put you on hold, Pumpkin. Owen Riegling, a guy we've never heard of before. 1 minute on the clock for his song. You ready? Old Dirt Roads.
Oh.
Nobody went dirt.
That's all right.
That's all right. We got 1 minute on the clock.
Baby by his side.
Baby, Friend, Guitar, Sky, and Girl. Girl, she said, right?
Girl.
I grew up wild and I grew up true. A town most folks just drive through. We sit out by the dam on a night when the air was warm. Mama was an angel, Daddy was the same. When the lights cut off, I could sneak out late to a spot on the west side, baby. Nobody knew. Come and find me down where the tree line ends.
I want to hear the rest of his story.
Grow. We can be free, living our dreams out, singing to the radio.
And it took her bridges
I was
off.
raised on a little patch of heaven, wheat fields and old dirt roads, where the tin roof sings, the whole damn thing shakes when the cold wind blows.
I'm not mad at Owen Riegling. That's not too bad.
It's just so boring. It's like, write me a country
Typical.
song. Here you
Yeah.
go.
Like he made a visual, like he drives down from the dam where the cattails grow, and I thought, what if I were to write a song about my childhood in Staten Island, but country style? I left the sweet shop where the mobsters put a guy in the basement, and there's 18 pizza places on my way home. Congratulations to all of our winners. That is
3 for 3.
3 for 3 today.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. And we even had some new country artists. Never
We
heard
did.
of before. Owen Riggling.
Dwight Yoakam.
Oh, that was so great this morning. I can't believe you don't know Dwight Yoakam, Carmen.
No, what? Play me a song.
A Dwight Yoakam song?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you.
Right. You can't even name.
No,
a song.
no, I definitely can. I know some of his songs, but I don't know what his most famous one
Carmen,
is.
you would actually know him from Wedding Crashers. He was the guy getting divorced in the very beginning.
Well, he's been in a bunch of Vince Vaughn movies.
Yeah, but
This is Guitars and Cadillacs.
Girl, you taught me how to hurt real bad and cry myself to sleep. Showed me how this town shattered dreams. Another lesson about a naive fool that came to Babylon.
How about?
Okay, I might know if you played some more of his stuff, I would probably know him.
I mean, everybody knows this song. It's a cover, but. He was also in, he was the bad guy in, what is it?
Sling Blade?
No, Panic Room.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We're caught in a trap.
Joe just got alerted.
Because I love you too much, baby.
I'm in.
Yeah, I like Dwight. He's an odd-looking bird. In fact, he looks like an odd bird.
Yokester.
The Yokester, Carmen. He's your new guy.
All right. I'm in.
Can't beat him, Yoakam.
So, all right, don't say anything because I don't want to blow it. I don't know what we're supposed to say and what we're not supposed to say, but today I guess we're finding out about our company Christmas party. Will it be thumbs up or thumbs down?
They already gave us a hint.
Okay.
Because we already know.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why it's thumbs down, because of the day.
Yeah, that's the most important part of it.
We're gonna take a day off. Okay.
No.
Oh no.
It's a Tuesday.
Right.
But yeah, we did.
Dude, that was good.
It's a Tuesday, which we have to work on Wednesday, and
It's at like 8 o'clock or something, like 7.
and it's in St. Pete.
Oh.
It's St. Pete?
I'm out.
Oh, Ian, man, I'll tell you.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people
Ian
around here
scared
just
me when
walking in.
Yeah, he just walked in and scared me. Let him sit in your seat, Spanish. He's like, no, it's good. You're good there. You're good there.
Dude, I wouldn't put those headphones on.
Now, do we know anything about, like, is it a bring your spouse with you, or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Does it matter? We're not going.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
You're not going.
I'm not going.
Promise.
But I don't.
Promises.
But I'm not going because I don't like everybody and I want to go. It's just we got to get up the next day.
If they had it on a Saturday night, because the venue sounds like it'll be decent.
Well, they can't do it on a Saturday night because, one, it's expensive, but two, the places are open.
Yeah, you
those
wouldn't be able
nights.
to do it at
Yeah.
that venue. Yes, I understand that. But I'm saying,
What's the venue?
I'll tell you off the air. I think. I'm guessing.
What is
What
it?
if we have someone fill in?
Then they can't go to the party.
Yeah. I mean,
And then we torture people. I mean, it's one thing if we're out of town. It's another thing if we're here and we're just out partying. And I'm not going to go out drinking late night on a Tuesday, even though I heard the club's going up on a Tuesday.
I just like dressing up.
That's the thing, and there's a theme.
Yeah.
Plus, if
I didn't see the thing. I didn't see. Where are you getting all? Huh?
I said it in the text.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I mean,
And the picture.
I got it from Carmen.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah. So
Plus, if it's in St. Pete, you're gonna get stuck on the bridge, and you're not even gonna get there on time.
Ian,
Yes, sir.
what did the last Christmas party at Clear Channel look like, or iHeart, whatever that thing's called?
Probably like the first one. I didn't do that stuff.
You didn't go to the parties?
I don't remember a Christmas party. I don't think. I don't remember them having one.
Back in the day when I was there, we had Christmas parties every year, and they had client Christmas parties. And the client one was usually tented the back and brought in catering and alcohol and all that, and everybody came in. That was a good party. And then the actual Christmas party we had was the last one I went to, which was years and years ago, was that place that was over by the St. Pete Clearwater Airport that had a really good buffet. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a nice place in a nice area. Like, companies don't do that anymore. Now, again, this company is going out of their way to try to provide a party for us. I appreciate that. It just sucks for us that we have to get up so early in the morning. I'm not knocking the company.
A little bit.
No, I'll be honest with you. I'm not, because I think it's a step up from last year. And I just think that I don't know. I just think of the parties we've had prior years. I mean, we're at the goddamn Vinoy one year. That was great.
That was
And
fun.
then the casino ones were great.
That one in downtown St. Pete.
So then are you having a Christmas party or no?
I don't know.
Promises.
I just took 2 people off my list. We said this last week. I said, should we have a party and invite people we don't really want to hang out with, or should we just all go out to dinner?
Dinner.
Dinner.
Yeah.
Right?
I like dinner.
But is that the football picks dinner?
No.
And then
no.
in
No.
addition to?
Separate.
Different dinner.
No, this would be the Mike Calta pays dinner. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in.
Ian's in.
I would invite Ian. I would
How many
invite
guests can I
Martine.
bring?
Yeah, I want like all the people associated with the show to
Oh,
go.
well, you know Freeloader's in.
I don't know what you're talking. Joe would be the number 1 on my list.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
You're right.
Screw you,
For
Gio.
that dinner, would you bring sugar pans?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, if she's allowed.
Hey, I'm just asking.
I mean,
Any
it'd be the
significant others?
nicest meal I could have ever provided her.
Yeah.
I was told I was on the lottery winning list, and I actually have it on tape. So in case you win, I can just bring it up. Say,
You
"Here."
are on the list.
Yeah, well, thank you.
You are on the list.
Well, tape that.
Other people will. I mean, some people will make more than others.
That's fine.
Like
I
you
get
may
anything.
be in that. You may be in that group.
Anything, brother.
What do you have? You have your beard. Turn your head this way? Is that an earring or your beard?
Where?
Something's sticking out, Gio. Look, what does he have? Or is it?
Earring?
Oh, it's the earring. Okay, I couldn't see. You look like you braided your beard.
It looks like a fish hook.
It is a fish.
Is it a fish
Oh,
hook?
yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. He might be stranded somewhere and be like, now I can fish.
It's funny because, and I'm sure you know this as a guy who likes fashion and stuff, if you look from the shoes up, like the shoes match things, whatever, even if it's not exactly the same color, because you're overwhelmingly wearing blue, you got the baby blue and then the other blue and stuff, your beard actually looks blue because it's gray in there. It looks like
It's
you
an
got
illusion.
a little blue going on.
Yeah, man. Let's go.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to go over our football picks, find out how we did. We'll talk to Ian. We'll talk about when Todd Bowles will be fired, and we'll get into all of that stuff. And then who knows what's going to happen with the Christmas party. We need to decide, though, a date that we can all go to dinner.
Yeah.
Get that locked in before all the restaurants fill up. All right, let's take a break. Football picks results are next on 102.5 The Bone. $9:18 on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. We've got a Christmas show happening December 16th at the Floridian Social Club. We got 2 of them, a naughty and a nice show, both featuring Lynn Koplitz and Matt Fernandez, and of course the entire Mike Calta Show. Surprise guest, maybe a Black Santa. You don't know what's going to happen. Speaking of, Ian Beckles is in the studio with us.
Good morning.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm okay. Everything's good.
Now, when you dress in the morning, is your stuff put away color coordinated? Like, I find all the blue shirts next to all the red shirts? No, you're just picking and choosing.
I'm a different cat. I mean, like, if I have a hat I just bought,
Yeah, you'll match the hat.
like, I'll be naked with a hat on to start it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Like today, it's a shirt. I just bought the shirt.
Yeah.
So I put the shirt on. And
What
I
does
got
that shirt say? Let me see.
Cookies.
Okay.
It's a cannabis brand.
Oh, I know.
And
I've been to the cookie store in L.A.
Yeah, the one here in Miami is very overrated.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, Heavy Lyrics has a strain at Cookies.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
I've only been there because my son wanted to buy a shirt in L.A.
They charge you $90 for a T-shirt.
Yeah, and
it's beautiful.
Sometimes you have to wait to get in to pay $90 for a shirt.
I
It's
paid
insane.
$20 for this shirt, just to let you know. I'm not paying $90 for a T-shirt ever again. Never.
Do you know? Did you hear the story I told? I put a picture of Bert and my son up on Instagram, and somebody wrote, "Nice, that's a $300 shirt." And I went, "No way, Bert's wearing a $300 shirt. It looks like a tank top."
Was it?
No, and then I looked at Joey and I Googled the word that was on his shirt, and I realized that's a $290 shirt. And I went, I don't know who's buying these things for you, but I'm not.
It's you.
I mean, in the long run, it's me,
No, in
but
the
I
short
had
run,
no
too.
idea.
It's you.
Hey.
Does he have a job?
Does he have a what?
Does he have a job?
Yeah, he does have a job.
Okay, but he's not spending $299 of his
No, I don't think he's made $299 yet, but he does have a job. Yeah, I'm very proud of him. He works at Three Brothers Pizza. It's likely if you got your pizza delivered that my son delivered it to you. Yeah,
Just working, to me, is very important. When my kids all turned 16,
yeah.
and I said, you're going to drive, you're going to work. I think that's important.
The good thing for me is that my son has a friend who's a year older than him, or maybe 2 years older than him, and from graduated high school, and that kid went right into selling insurance, and that he is banking, and he just bought himself a new Corvette. So now my son sees that, and he's like, "That's where I want to be. I want to work to make that kind of money."
I saw a great thing the other day. It said, if you could have any job, what's your dream job? And somebody wrote, who dreams about having a job? Like, if I'm dreaming, I'm not having a job. I'm just rich.
Well, we've kind of brainwashed America into having a job and a white picket fence is what everybody wants. Nobody wants to work for anybody. Nobody wants to work for that guy.
But also, especially now where you can only afford the fence. You can't afford the house that goes behind it.
Hey, listen, I spent a lot of money to put both of my daughters through University of Florida, and they both were there and got great grades, and one took 5 years and great, and I paid for the whole thing, and now they're out of school complaining that they can't buy a house.
Yeah. That's rough.
That's this
And
world.
are they doing work that's completely different from what they went to school for?
My youngest is a CPA.
Oh, okay.
But you would think a CPA could come out and buy a house. It doesn't work like that anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man. Although I had much more of a fighting chance being here in Florida than I did in New York. I don't know what I would have done there.
You'd have moved here.
I would have been a sanitation worker or something that had good state benefits. Just from, hey, man, I think I can get you in the. You want to be on the MTA on the subways? They got a good union. I probably would have been in one of those jobs.
I don't know how anybody lives in New York or California looking at the prices. I just don't understand.
No, it's not. It's not a good life. Like I've been offered jobs in bigger market and radio for not as good of money as I'm making here, and they're like, "Yeah, it's market number one, and the opportunities my ass." I would rather be here and be comfortable in a place that I love living than go someplace where I have to figure it all out over again. If you really want me to, I always tell people, I go, if I ever leave here and go to New York or LA or something, know that I'm so rich. Because it's the only way that I would go.
My fourth year in the league, Bobby Beathard liked me as a player.
Right.
And he said, I want you to come here to San Diego. And he had a contract out. My agent showed me the contract. And I was like, sign it before he takes it away. He goes, sit down and let me explain it to you. And I said, what? I go, that's 40% more money. He goes, sit down. He goes, that house you just brought for 175, it's 650 there.
Yeah.
He goes, every $1 million are taking 110 more $1,000 out. And then we're talking about cost of living, which is probably 30% more. He goes, I'm not going anywhere. That year they went to the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah.
And we were 5-11.
Well, still. Bert bought his first house in L.A. He lived in an apartment when I first went to L.A. to see him when he moved out there. And one of the bathrooms upstairs was a closet. They actually hung the clothes on the shower rack bar because they didn't need them, And then he bought his first house, and his first house I think was $2 million, or he sold it maybe for $2 million, but it was just a normal, not a very big house, too big for 4 people to live in with him and his 2 daughters and his wife. And then they came and they built that man cave place in the back the TV show did. And that added a lot to the property.
Absolutely.
But for $2 million, you expect to live in 2 mansions, and it was not a mansion. So then when he left there and built his own house, now and seeing the size of his house and the property that he has over there, now I know Bert's really rich.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you've seen the rising of Bert from the beginning to now.
Yeah.
Okay. And disagree with me if you would like. When you see people change, if anybody wasn't going to change, it'd be Bert. You have to change.
Yeah.
You become so popular.
Yeah.
You just can't walk around. You have to have people around you. It's a necessity.
He has a team of people that work for him, so much that he had one girl that was kind of hot. And I go, hey, that girl, she works for you. He was like, what does she do? And he goes, oh, she's and he goes, I don't know. She just works for me. And I went, okay, that'll work.
That's pretty rich, yeah.
That's what you need. You need a team of people. He definitely has changed, not for the better or worse. It's just that's his life. His life changed, so he changed.
You have to change.
Yeah.
Period. Everybody has to. You all say, I wouldn't change. Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I mean, you have to change with the environment,
I like the woman that says, well, if my husband was making $5 million, I would still go to Payless. No, you wouldn't. Because you're not going to wear those Payless shoes in the country club with everybody else wearing the Gucci and the red bottoms. You're not gonna.
Even though, did you see where Payless, they held like an extravagant opening of, they just changed the name to Pay.
Yeah, that's for a commercial. That's for a commercial. And people are like, they're the best shoes and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But I also still believe that you can trick a lot of people.
100%.
Like you change a storefront from Payless into something all fancy and put some lights behind the shoes.
Yeah.
People will go in there and be
I'm
like,
telling you right now, Carmen, you could have wine that you get for, $12 a jug and pour it. And there would people who go, oh, it has a oaky flavor and blah, 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 and this and that. it's whatever you like.
It's
but
the same
yeah,
thing with
if you put a label
cigars.
on it.
Everybody's like, "Ooh, this is like, oh, that is gross. It smells like a burnt tree. I don't like it."
You heard about the violinist in New York? Everybody was paying $300 a ticket, and the next day he went down in the metro and is playing the violin for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Nobody stopped.
Yeah.
And he made $30. It's a perception thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you know what I was going to say is that just to defend my wife a little bit. That she's got her certain things that she's bougie about,
Good.
but for the most part, like the good thing about her is she's got a BMW now, and she goes, when this lease is up, just get rid of it and get whatever. I go, why you don't like it? She goes, no, I like it, but it's ridiculous to be spending this much money for a car when you could just go get it. I go, yeah, all right, that's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, how about you get a cheap car and I'll get an expensive car? And she's like, that's fine with me. I don't care. I was like, all right.
My ex was like that too. She was the frugal one. I'm not frugal.
Yeah, I'm not frugal either until she ropes me in. Like, my credit was in the 400s when I met her, and I'm in the high 800s now, but not so much because of money, but because she takes care of everything.
You're not telling me anything because I'm living it, and my whole life, my ex was taking care of everything.
Right.
And now that she's gone, I'm not good at it. I'm so not good at it that I was at the airport about 3 months ago, and I heard, woo, I look back, oh, hey, Mr. Officer. Hey, Mr. Beckles, looked up your license plate, and we have an issue. He looks at my license plate, and I go, oh, I just got my license yesterday. He goes, they don't match. I got the license for my trailer.
Right, and put it on the wrong one.
Put it on my truck. So now, and he goes, oh, and your insurance is lapsed.
Oh.
I go, so he goes, we really could take you to jail, but we're just going to have you. It took my vehicle and took me 2 weeks to get it.
They took your vehicle?
Oh, yeah.
man.
If you don't have insurance and you have the wrong tags on, I could go to jail, brother.
yeah.
100%.
Man, what a pain in the
I
ass
was
that
a
is.
convict at the airport. It happens.
Yeah, no. Believe me, I've screwed up plenty of things before. The first time I say this all the time, the first time I got pulled over and I had my license, registration, and everything all up to date, I was so proud of myself. I was like, I'll take the ticket. I'm just so happy to have all the stuff.
I don't like the cherries. I respect them, but I don't like them. Like it gives me a funny feeling.
Oh, yeah, it gives everybody a funny feeling.
I don't know. I think my feeling's different still.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know it's a little bit different.
But you
I
know
got
they
arrested
put-
for petting a horse once, Playboy.
I mean, you say pet. I heard you put it in a chokehold and
Allegedly.
try to bite its ear off.
Yeah, well.
When that happened, Ian was touched a horse, a police horse in downtown St. Pete, and
Which is considered an officer, right?
right,
100%
That's the-
molesting an officer.
Yeah.
and he got arrested for touching a horse, petting it, like he wasn't really hurting it. But we didn't really know Ian that well then, and boy, we turned that story into everything.
Sure you
Punched
did.
a horse.
Sure you
Yeah,
did.
he was
Rape the
Mongo
horse.
from Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
And you know what? I deserved it.
Oh, but
I absolutely. I
Yeah.
would do the same thing
sure.
as long as it's funny.
That's the thing. It was funny. Like I wasn't like. I mean, we made it so over the top.
Yeah.
Ian
Some
squared
people
off
made it
against
not
the-
funny, and I heard it.
Well, you don't make it not funny. You're just not funny, and it happens that way.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just did it. I did it just because it's such a fun story.
Of
Now,
course.
if you really punched the horse, that
Yeah.
would be like you'd be a dick for hitting the horse. You know what I mean?
Remember Darren Dalton?
Yeah.
One time, Darren Dalton, the story came across with him and some actress hijacked a plane or something, and me and Ron were going with it. And then we found out it was a false story.
Right.
And then one time I was at the Phillies game with Ed Rosty, and he comes up to me and goes, "What's your name?" I said, "Ian Beckles." He goes, "Is this the time I'm supposed to kick your ass?" And I go, "I don't know who told you could, but you can step." And then Rosty got in the middle of it. He was pissed.
Oh, he did the same thing to me.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know who told him that I'm that guy.
Right.
But, I mean,
He was doing an interview and he went on that whole thing about, I can't remember what it was, the Gregorian calendar and how the world was going to end.
He was off.
He bought into that. But I also think he had some problem. He passed away. He had definitely had some
He
issues.
put his hands on women too.
Oh, did he? See, I don't know about that.
I don't do that.
Yeah,
I
nobody should do
I don't
that.
play with it, and it's not a joke.
So he would say it was convinced the world was going to end on a certain date and blah blah blah, and we smoked him out. We talked about him enough until he finally called. It took us getting his ex-wife in the studio and doing a dating game with her before he finally called in on the hotline.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah. But I don't. He wasn't bad with us. He was trying to explain him. He was nutso though.
Yeah, I didn't have that many great stories.
Yeah. Although I heard he was fun to party with back in the day.
A lot of people are fun to party with that aren't the best people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I think people do messed up things when they're on drugs and they're on their alcohol. So I
That's an
think
excuse,
you have to.
though.
Well, I mean, it's the real deal. Like if you get a guy who. Yeah, I'm not saying it should be allowed, but if you get a guy who's messed up on drugs, he's done bad things, and then he cleans up, I could find it in my heart to look past it. But if that guy is just inherently a bad person, you know those guys.
Well, you have to watch out that every time somebody does something bad, you say it's because they're hopped up on drugs and alcohol. But if you're hopped up on drugs and alcohol every day,
then you're a bad
then it's
person.
you.
Yeah.
But then that also just means you have a drug and alcohol problem.
That's
you have an
fact.
abuse problem.
Or you have a mental problem and you're trying to mask it with drugs and alcohol.
But if you're doing bad things, regardless,
Right.
you're a bad person.
Yeah.
If you continuously do bad things, that makes you a bad person. Doesn't matter what's happening on the outside.
Yeah.
You have to. If you're doing bad things, you got to clean yourself up. Period.
It's true. I'm a good guy.
I think you're a good guy. I think you're great. I don't have to defend you, but I would.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Not enough drugs and alcohol in this body to really do anything bad.
There's still time, Michael.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Also, I really have been in several situations where I would love to punch my wife in the face, and if I didn't do it by now, I'll never. No, I think everybody. Trust me. I think if you ask her, she's been in way more positions where she would like to do bad things to me.
Sure.
I probably earned it, but never have done. Never had the.
I've
urge to
never
hit.
thought about. Listen. I'm not going to say you. I've never hit a woman. Period. I've been irate. Okay. I remember once I tore a door off the hinges, and my wife goes, and I go, I just had to do that. I had to do something.
Yeah. I punched plenty of holes in walls.
No, I tore it off the hinges.
Yeah.
I squeezed a Burger King chicken sandwich one time.
All right.
My wife made me so mad.
Well, you're wasting it now.
That was her order, and I just went, ah!
Let me ask you this: not counting your wife or a family member or something, stranger woman hit you. You hit her back. I don't mean necessarily like you run after her and beat her down, but as a reaction.
No, I would not punch a woman because
Not punch her.
Once again, as somebody who's north of 300 pounds and really black, we don't get too many outs in the judicial system.
Right.
So I've had a woman punch me when I was bouncing before.
Yeah.
And I looked at her, and she had a button-down shirt, and I just ripped her shirt off. I grabbed it.
The button.
I go beat it, and I don't think I could punch a woman. I just don't think I don't want to.
So, did you ever see that video when the woman smacked Drew?
I haven't. No.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
A woman smacked Drew at a bar on purpose.
Okay.
And how Drew didn't smack her right back, just because you ever get hit in the face, you get that reaction to just hit right back. How he held himself together during that, I'll never
I think
know.
it's a situational thing, though. Like, have you ever seen the one where the lady on the plane said, "You stole my phone," and the guy goes, "No, I didn't," and then she slaps him, whap, and that if you accuse me of stealing your phone, then you slap me,
Yeah.
you might catch that back. I'm not that guy. Come on.
Definitely would have grabbed her hair at that point. I would have been like, "Who you smacking?"
Yeah.
I don't know.
Women, don't put your hands on men. Don't do that.
No, because eventually one of them's going to belt you.
100%.
Yeah.
Did you see the coach that punched the kid coming off the field at the high school game?
I'm all completely against you putting your hands on any kids.
Yeah.
Because you put your hands on my kid, there's going to be an issue.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
So when I heard about it, I was like, "Ooh, that's rough." Then I watched it, and I don't think it was as bad.
What
Like
if it was your kid?
Because here's the thing, he punched him for sure, but he like kind of punched it and pulled back. But kind of like you never like see a guy running off the field and you smack him. What are you doing out there? Like that kind of thing. I wouldn't care about that.
What a punch to the stomach?
Yeah. No, it was to the helmet.
No, the helmet. Yeah.
He hit him in the back of the helmet.
I saw somebody punch one
He
in the
went
stomach.
like he did this. The guy was coming off the field and he went like that and he kind of
In the
pulled it
helmet?
back. Yeah, and it was almost like a doof.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing?
But
kind of thing.
it's 2023,
I
and you really
get
shouldn't
it.
be smacking people in the helmet. I don't like to see when other players smack guys. Don't smack me in the head.
Yeah, I don't think it was as bad as when I heard about it when I saw it. And I think if you watch it again, you know the mentality of a coach and a player, and especially like if it's your defensive coach and that defensive coach is your guy, and and he punched you in the head, you're going to feel more upset in your heart than you are in your head. Ian's watching it now.
In 2023, if you saw what that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, right.
He didn't even hit him in the head. He hit him in the shoulder.
Right, and it wasn't like it wasn't trying to knock him out.
Come on.
He was just giving him
teaching him a lesson.
Exactly.
Come on, smarten up. We went over this 100 times.
He wasn't saying this is going to hurt you. He was like, "Come on, you dummy."
If I'm going to say this, if that bothers you, don't put your kid in football.
No,
because it's going to be worse than that.
You have to allow.
Yes.
your kid to be in the coach's care, and those kids learn to appreciate and love your kids for those couple of years. They've spent so much time together. He wasn't trying to hurt that kid. He was trying to tell that kid you messed up.
Well, our society is void of tough love now.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember my son once, my wife said, I had to go and pick him up at school. I go, for what? He didn't want to be there. So I looked at the teacher and I go, next time he doesn't want to be at school, call me.
Yeah.
So she called me.
Yeah.
And I walk up and my son just got the startled look. And I said, this is how it goes. Either you stay at school or you're going to come home and dig holes and then fill them up again. And then dig holes and fill them up again.
Like prison.
And he looks at me and goes, yeah, like prison.
Cool
and I go, because that's where you're going to end up, right? I go, where you want to go? Is I'll stay in school. I take a step and his teacher goes, that was a little harsh. And I looked at her and I'm calm until I'm not calm. What you're not going to do is inject yourself in my parenting.
100%.
Period. You hear me?
Yeah.
I snapped on that teacher to where I thought my kids might have to leave the school.
I think most teachers now, they don't want to have anything to do with your parenting, but
That's
sometimes
facts.
people get into things where they don't need to be. Is that Orestes Estrada on TV?
Sure is.
Doesn't it look like if Anthony Beck had AIDS? Like just, I shouldn't say AIDS. If Anthony Beck was really small,
Orestes is good, folks.
No, I'm just saying. But
yeah.
like at first, I was like, "Is that Anthony Beck?" If it is, he's really sick. And then I'm like, "Oh wait, that's Orestes. He's got a hat on, so it was hard to see."
Orestes was the man back in the day.
Oh, dude, the ladies love
Yeah,
him.
he's killing.
Do you know why we had him on the show one time, and we were talking about? It was right in the middle of our time traveling masturbation thing, and we do you know about that?
Nope.
Okay, so if I think as a man you will admit, if maybe not now, at some point you were masturbating, especially as a teen.
Yesterday.
Okay, so yeah, so it's you doing it to yourself, correct? If you had a time machine and you went back in time to a younger Ian Beckles, an of age Ian Beckles,
okay,
and you gave him an HJ, would that be gay, or would you just be doing it to yourself?
If I gave Ian Beckles an
Yes.
HJ?
You going back in time.
You older Ian Beckles doing it to younger Ian Beckles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, what?
You'll be gay.
Why?
Because you're doing it with another man.
It's
No,
you.
you're doing it with yourself.
It's you.
It's
Right.
you.
That's the thing.
It's hurting my head.
Oh,
I didn't smoke enough.
Even Evan Longoria was listening one time, and he's like, I got to weigh in on this. I got to call. Like, people are hearing this, and they were going nuts for a while. We talked about this for like a year. Nobody can really come up with a definitive answer.
It's really confusing my head a little bit.
Because it is gay. It's
your next series, your next.
Yes.
Now then you're gay.
But why?
It's the action. No.
Yeah, but you're doing the action
But you're
anyway.
looking in a man's eyes, though.
No, you don't have to look at him.
Oh, come on.
Look down at your feet.
At least look at him if you're going to do it.
Have some respect. I mean, come on.
You can rub his head if you want. It's still your own head.
What if other Ian demands you look him in the eyes?
Look in the eye.
It's something to think about. It's something to think about.
At least buy the other Ian a dinner or something.
Yeah.
Something.
But the thing is, you're already doing it to yourself. It's the same hand and the same body.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It knows all your moves.
All right, knows what you like.
Knows just
certain
what you
pressure.
like.
You're not helping. No. Gio's not helping.
But Gio's thankfully he's not there in this situation.
Yeah.
At least not in mine. Yeah, you don't. You can think about it. Let it
It's probably the
fester a
same
little.
thing as just taking a lot of mushrooms and doing it. It'd be the same thing almost.
Why you see other men when you do?
You can be next to yourself. You know?
There's still 4 man hands in the room.
But they're all your hands.
You know,
Yeah.
I know, but
They're
Hello,
all
Ian.
your hands
Hello,
doing
Ian.
the same thing they would.
This is my rule. This is the quota. 2 man hands and 1 dilly. That's the quota. If
Yeah.
it's 2, it's too much. It's too much.
So what if you had 1 arm? No, I'm just kidding. I'm
All
just
right.
kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, we have to find out how we did this week on our football picks. Here we go. All right, Carmen, you know the drill.
Yep. All right, in dead last this week with 5 wins.
Ooh, 5.
Pap.
I was taking chances.
Loser.
Yeah.
All right.
Did not pan out.
No.
Next with 7 wins, Ian Beckles
Oh.
I'm not laughing.
and myself
Oh.
and Mike.
Oh.
Next with 8 wins, Gio and Martine Gramatica. And this week's winner is Galvin in Spanish with 9 wins.
Yeah, 9 wins. Right
But
on.
I will
Football.
say tonight,
Yeah?
Monday Night Football, Chargers versus Jets, Martine has the Jets.
Okay.
So Martine could technically tie for first.
Okay.
Or this would put Galvin and Spanish ahead. But if Martin ties, then that means Spanish and Martin both finally have a win because right now neither one of them have a win.
Gotcha.
Oh, good. I don't care about this week then. Doesn't bother anything.
I did not take the Buccaneers.
Neither did I.
There's a lot of us that was
Neither did I.
a split.
Does Todd Bowles get fired at the end of this year?
No, it's not the way they do it. Should he? Yes, probably.
Should he? Yes. What about Canales?
I was listening to all you guys talk earlier, and a lot of you guys had some valid points. You're watching Baker too much. You're getting involved in him too much.
Yeah.
Because, yes, he looked good yesterday, but we scored 39 points the previous 3 games. So when you don't have offense and you don't win, and you don't have defense and don't win, that means you're just not good. We're just not a good football team.
Yeah.
Baker's like ranked 22nd in quarterbacking. Defensively, I think we're 25th. You're just not good. They're not good. It's not good.
I'm glad nobody took my bet in the beginning of the year.
12 wins.
Hey, I tried.
I tried too, brother.
Yeah.
I was going to give you that. It was 12. Come on.
12.
I know. I was
I
feeling
went down
confident.
to 10.
I was feeling confident.
I said 3, and I was laughed at and mocked.
But I agree, Baker's not the problem, but he's
No.
also not the solution.
I mean, he's good enough.
He's not the future either.
No, he's a
not.
couple of
He's
years
not.
though. I say you sign him to 2 more years. And you,
Of losing?
Of who's your choice? What's your choice?
You're going to give over the keys to somebody who nobody else wanted, and he's still losing.
And
He's
you gotta,
still losing.
You got to pay him, too. Because the starting quarterbacks get paid.
At least 20, you got to pay him.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You might as well put Trask in there for $850,000. You might as well. You're going to win this probably the same amount.
what is inside that ball ring you have on?
It's
The
an
compass?
earth stone.
You amaze me every week with your fashion tips. I learned a lot.
Thank you.
Ben Franklin's glasses,
Yeah.
the hook that caught the Moby Dick in your ear.
Yeah.
Thank you to Ian Beckles. The Ian Beckles football show happens Saturdays on this very radio station. Ian will make his football picks with us on Thursday. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Dom will join us. Anything else I need to know about? I think
Working on some stuff.
I think Chris Chelios is going to join us this week.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
That's the one for sure.
Okay.
I used to hang out with him in Montreal back then.
Did you really?
Yeah, we used to party with him.
Do
all
you
the
want to
time.
talk about a legend? That's a legend.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right. And I met him one time, and he's just as cool and quiet as you thought he would be.
Good people.
Yep. Check us out on Instagram at The Mike Calta Show. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy birthday, Monica. Goodbye, everybody.